What's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video. Shout out to Jessica X. Mike Rashid actually went to Jessica X's YouTube channel. Actually had a conversation with her. Go figure. I'll give her a lot of credit for that. That's kind of one of the advantages. One of the advantages to having women in the space is that you got a lot of dudes that they'll be more comfortable talking to females rather than talking to males. To put out this bullshit but I'm gonna jump at it while it's hot. So first comment I want to make is this comment on this dude. What's up, Sam? I am this motherfucker. I'm sitting there trying to have a conversation. I butt in a little bit, and he gonna say, "Yeah, man, that's what women do. That's real alphas." Yo, man, dudes really need to stop doing that bullshit because it makes you look like a bitch. Because the reality of the situation is, dudes will play that game in the on the show where the female is around. But the truth is, if we were in a barbershop and then and you know how black men talk, people butt in the conversations. As far as we're all having a conversation, that's how we talk. And if you were to freeze the conversation on some, look here, yo, yeah, that's what women do, you get smacked in the fucking mouth, like straight up, like you straight up would. And what I find is dudes don't tend to do that if you're in a barbershop setting because they know what time it is. Like folks always say, whether it's in this space or in real life, there's always an active threat of violence. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm from Chicago. So one thing I always say, dudes, no matter how swole you think you are, there's always that what we say in Chicago, that god damn it. That there can be an equal playing field. So when people think, so I don't give a fuck. Like straight up. Like niggas out here, yeah, man, cause you're a woman. Like I know Jessica's light skin. I know y'all feel some type of way and y'all wanna puff your fucking chest out to act like you're such a big man. I don't like that machoism in Hispanics, and I've called Hispanics out for that. And I damn sure don't like it out in black men because it's the Highlander syndrome run a fucking month. It really is. This is why black men can't work together, and this is quite frankly also, even though I defend Jessica, why a lot of dudes don't even want women in this space because you got little dirty Mac flop bitch shit like that happens. And then the panel was about to be lost control just because the dude want to say them like these little bitch digs that dudes do, like for real. And I'm not even talking about Mike because I gotta go over. I want to go over what he said, and I want to actually listen to what he said. Because whatever. But you had the Mike stand, and I hope he hears this shit. I hope he comes the fuck on. You had like the Mike stand in where Mike is the type of dude that dude looks up to. So that archetype. So he wants to defend every little position that he has. Yeah, man. He a big nigga, and y'all niggas are jealous. I'm like, yo, like for real, because this is why the black community, for the most part, is a piece of shit. Because you got a whole bunch of individual motherfuckers that their claim to fame is bitches want them, and I'm better than you. It's not even about the female. It's this mentality in black men that have them wanting to say I'm better than other black men. That's like the biggest thing that I drew. And I'm not even talking about Mike right now. But like that's the thing that really annoys me with a lot of dudes. Like this, I want to be better than other black men type of mentality. And what's crazy is I can respect that. Like, take Donovan Sharp, for example. O'Shea did a video with Donovan Sharp, and he was talking about how Donovan Sharp always wants to be the head motherfucker. You know what I respect about Donovan Sharp, though? Donovan Sharp wants to be the head motherfucker, whether it's a black man or a white man. It doesn't matter. That's who he is. That's that Machiavellian. I can respect that. Just like I can respect the black female that's got an attitude, whether it's a black man or black woman or white man. When they can keep that same energy, I can have a little bit more respect for somebody like that. But it's when they code switch the energy. And a lot of these guys, if they'll be real big man with a whole bunch of dudes, they're not going to have that same energy if it's just them, a whole bunch of white dudes. Or if it's them and it's like half and half, they're going to be real diplomatic. Me, I keep the same energy with what I talk about and whether I'm dealing with black man, white man, point blank, period. I don't switch up. Black man, white man, Hispanic, don't matter. And for the most part, I try to keep the same energy whether I'm dealing with a female or a male. I give you respect. But these little, but people trying to prove they alpha over the phone. That's, come on, man. It really ain't even that serious. It really ain't that serious. It's not. That's the first thing. Anyway, I'm gonna drop the link because I do want to get y'all down here. I'll share the video. But yeah, like I can't stand niggas like that, because niggas like that, when you look at hip hop groups, or you look at any area of activity, actually, you know what? I need to give me something to drink. Shout out to the Nets. I'm not like firing on all cylinders 100%. Shout out to the Nets, man. Kevin Durant had a career game. Kevin Durant had a NBA history game. Only like 4 times in history has that ever been done. He played damn near every minute. I think he did play every minute. He proved who he was, and I got respect. Anyway. Mike check, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Okay. All right. Yeah, I was listening to that Mike.
Okay, time out. I was just making sure you wanted to troll. All right, you good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know who Smurgo is. No, you good. Hold on one moment.
Oh, okay.
No, I know who you. I mean, I know you are. Ain't nobody impersonating you yet, Smurgo. You ain't been in the
My thing good. It sound clear and everything.
Yeah, it's good. So anyway, hold on 1 second, y'all. My thing is, one of the big reasons why black men have a hard time working together. If you all paid attention to like the last 5 minutes of the video, 10 minutes, and you listen, I said something, dude said something, I threw my little thing in, and dude sitting there want to make that as an example of like, oh yeah, you like, no man, shut up, stop acting like a woman, like women do, like he do. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna do that, like when we're right in front of each other. Because and I'm gonna tell you why. Not because I'm gonna say dude's a punk or anything like that. It's because the threat of violence, even if you can whoop somebody's ass, dudes still understand you may win a fight, but you still gonna have damage. There's rarely flawless victories out in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So the question becomes, is it, if somebody's not directly disrespecting you, is it really like worth it for you to say that? And this is where, when you bring, like, shout out to David Carroll, he said when you bring women into a situation, and that's not the women's fault, it's really the issue where dudes don't have discipline. And because this is what he said. I want y'all to understand what he said. What he said was, a woman hit me 12 times and I didn't do nothing because that shit didn't hurt. Now, the question I wanted to ask, hold on. The question I wanted, what's called said that, and then I kind of jumped in, because what I was gonna ask before he said that kind of fag shit, and yeah, I'm gonna say it just like that, is if that woman, because if that woman wants to get a reaction to you, because let me tell you this, women, if they know they can't hurt you, if they want to get a reaction, they're gonna use different tactics. You know what I'm saying? Meaning they may say something about your mama. They may, if the goal they have in the moment, not saying it always is to get a reaction from you, they're gonna. So what I was gonna ask him was, okay, so what if she hits you in the nuts? You ever been hit in the nuts by a female? What would you do? Because they ain't know that shit. It don't matter how big you are. You could be 300 pounds, 7 foot. That shit, you gonna feel that shit. So what would you do then? That was the question I was gonna ask them. Because you got women that will do shit like that. Or they'll hit you in the nuts by saying, well, that's like your mama a bitch. They'll say some stupid shit like that, and it's something that knows they'll trigger you. What you do then? So all of that, where you need to, like, well, you shouldn't do nothing, blah, blah, blah. First of all, I'll say this. I'm not necessarily going to say that you should hit a female, but if a woman hits you and you eat it like that, and then you stay in that relationship, the more escalation
get
stuff
worse.
Does,
it's gonna keep getting worse.
Exactly.
You're gonna do
let's say
shit.
exactly. Because
I've actually been in that exact situation. I really want to speak on
that. I'm gonna pass that. Yeah, I'm gonna let you. Yep, you can go. Pass it on.
All right. So to speak on that, for any guys that's been in domestic violence situations with a woman, don't listen to guys like that, because you look like an idiot. Like really. I've been in a
Yeah,
domestic
anybody
violence.
can come up that wants to come up. Go
Yeah, I've
ahead.
been in a domestic violence situation with a woman. She was much smaller than me, like 5'3", couldn't have been more than 115. I don't mess with big chicks. She was real handsy in the beginning, but I didn't think nothing of it because I'm a big. I play football, ran track, all that. I'm not no scrawny ass dude. And that's why I'm thinking like, yeah, you slap me. I don't care. And it escalates. Trust
Right.
me when I say when they want to eventually get a real reaction out of you when she knows she can't hurt you. That's actually the worst thing. When you don't say nothing, when you don't
Hmm.
retaliate. And I never lay hands on her, even when it's escalated to the worst part of this. Eventually, this is summing all up to go to the end of this. It came a day where it just blew up because I found out she was cheating on me and I called her on it and I wanted to leave her. She didn't take too kindly to that. You know what she did? She took a wooden plank from underneath her bed and smacked me across the face with it.
Hmm.
She took. And then I tried to leave the house and she followed me outside, slashed the tires on my car so I couldn't even escape the neighborhood. I couldn't go nowhere, and she ended up stabbing me in my leg. Me thinking, oh, I'm such a man. I can't. She can't hurt me. Yeah, she can't hurt me with her hands. But guess a woman will find ways to hurt you. She done threw bleach on me. Women do things. And if she can't hurt you with your hand, she gonna hurt you with something else. Especially if she want that reaction. If she's mad
Yeah,
enough, it's gonna
and to the
escalate to that
ladies,
point.
and
Yeah.
to
It's
the
gonna.
ladies' credit, like they. Oh well, finish your thought. My bad. Finish your thought.
I'm just saying this to say this. Don't sit there and listen to that macho. You're not less of a man for calling the police on a woman when she abuses you because it's gonna get to that point eventually, especially if you stay there. If
Yeah, and
unfortunately I was younger, unfortunately I was younger at this time, and I didn't have the sense to leave right away because I ended up in another situation like that, and I left really early on. I smashed a couple times, got out of there, but that time was the worst one where and almost ended up losing my life. I couldn't escape. I ended up almost damn near bleeding out on the floor because I couldn't fucking go nowhere. And so like, don't listen to that. And too many
well,
men
and
don't come forward. And my dumb
yeah,
ass, I didn't pursue charges on her. And even the women in my family was like, "You needed to press charges on her." The women in my family telling me to do this. Everybody's telling me press charges on her, go through with it. I didn't want to be bothered with it personally, but if I had the time and resources, I would definitely go through with that. And don't listen to that. You less of a man if you pursue charges on a woman. If you call police on a woman,
and
you're not less of a man at all. You have a life just like she has a life. You have a person. You have a physical body that could be harmed, permanent damage. I have permanent scars from that relationship.
and here's another thing too, man. Only you stupid niggas believe that. Other races don't operate that way. Latins,
Right.
look, let's keep this all the way 100. Let's stop acting like Latins can't get down. Like let's stop acting like Latins. Like you can say that about Asian dudes. You can't really say that about Latin. You can't because Latins, Latins and whites, they don't
This
be
is
letting they
actually
women do all that bullshit. Not that. That's the
No.
that like so like, and I'm in the United States. Well, I don't give a damn how many generations they've been in here. So we're not even gonna go third world with it. We're gonna keep it just within the Western world. Like they don't be hell. Africans don't even be over here letting motherfuckers do that. Like,
Hmm.
and so what kills me is you have to ask, like, why is it that Ado's black men believe this shit? And it was funny because okay, Mike said it, but then you also had the other dude that came up and said it. And these are dudes, this is the masculinity they have in their own head. See, these are the type of dudes, a lot of these guys will be the same guys that they want to do some black on black crime on some shit. But then when a woman starts cussing at their ass, they become a little pussycat. And a lot of them, they'll try to
Hmm.
play it off like they're not afraid. But a lot of these chicks are low key afraid of women. That's really what it is too. They don't know what to do. I'm not saying the answers hit back, but they don't even know what to do. They freeze. And so my question I always ask them is, if you see a bitch beat the dog shit out of another bitch, what would you do? Because the reality is you see two women. So in your mind, you're not gonna know what to really do and operate with that. And women understand this. They know how to target dudes like that. Me personally, I've had to spend a year in foster care because domestic violence. with my mom and my stepfather. And my stepfather did the same. He would hit the walls. Never hit her, hit the walls. But he'd have her his face be scratched up and shit. And she would block his exit. And then one time they both
Yep.
decided to
Yep.
go to the fucking police. And literally on my 13th birthday was the start of me having to go to foster care. Luckily, me and my younger brothers were all together and shit. And my mom had to go through anger management training with what's called a guardian ad litem, which was another black woman. By the way, we didn't get home until a black man was the guardian ad litem. Because when a woman, like that woman on woman shit, especially when women got the law behind you, oh, that's some shit. And see, motherfuckers don't think about shit like that. And so I'll be like, where do you get this? Like, it's a lot of this shit where dudes gotta, let me say it like this. If you have this need to prove you better than the next nigga, that's an insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to act like it ain't. Because, real alpha dogs don't gotta prove every chance they get they better than somebody else. It's just like Achilles. They may not know what your Achilles heel is, but if a motherfucker ever finds it, you'll fall down like a house of cards. And you gotta really ask yourself, I'm not really talking about Mike personally. I'm more talking about the archetype, because Mike is the archetype of this kind of alpha brute. And a lot of these alpha brutes, the ones that actually can think, what they will say is they will say, well, I'm all about self-improvement. I got a black belt in self-improvement, 3rd degree. Look at my results.
It's a
And all
coping
these
mechanism
niggas
for him.
just have white belts. So they can only see that dudes are saying shit because they're bitching and because they're weak. That's all they can see, because that's who they used to be.
You
And
gotta
that's what I said in
understand.
my earlier video. Hold on. That's what I said in my earlier video. I said, every nigga ain't got a chip. Every nigga ain't got a chip. Colin Kaepernick used to have a chip on his shoulder. Every nigga ain't got a chip on their
Yeah.
shoulder, bro. I understand you had a chip. You were skinny. You lifted weights. You became that nigga because you had to.
Mike's entire
Everybody
life is
don't
a
got
coping
that chip.
mechanism.
Go ahead. Go
You know,
ahead. Go ahead, Smirgo.
Mike's entire life is a coping mechanism. Even he said he had a situation where he was being berated by a woman, had to lock himself in the bathroom because he knew it was going to happen. But in his situation, he'll say, "Oh, I'm the bigger man because I removed myself and I ain't even let it get there." Sir, if she really wanted to, she could have got in there and really fucked you up, and you would try to defend your
No,
way, and
no,
they
no.
would.
That is, hold on, time out, Smirgo. That nigga on some shining shit where the woman is Jack Nicholson's Mike Torrance fucking banging the damn axe. Y'all ain't seen the
Exactly.
shining. Y'all niggas need to see it. Y'all seen the clip, honey, like, hey, you gotta, anyway.
Because Mike, he knows,
Yeah.
he's aware of all this. He knows if he would have retaliated or try to defend himself in any way, once the police come over, that's a wrap. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter who started what, who said what did what. I'm fortunate in my situation. I had like the absolute particular ideal set of circumstances that happened where I didn't rack up a domestic charge for my situation. Everything just fell together fucking perfectly for mine. But the police told me to my face while I was in the hospital bed, on that bed, they came in there and questioned me about that shit. They said if you would have laid a finger on her, you would be in prison you would be in jail right now.
Which is bullshit. And here's my
Yeah,
thing. And
it happened to me.
I'm not even, hold on. I'm not even going to like clown Mike for the bathroom thing. The one question, if I had the opportunity to ask him, I would ask him, did you stay in that relationship after that? Because if the answer is yes, that's equivalent to a man slapping a bitch to the ground, and then him and she deciding to go back. At that point, he may still be wrong, but remember, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, as George W. Bush said, you can't get fooled again.
You gotta
Once you did, so that's the thing I would have asked him, because you got dudes that they don't even have enough. I'm not even trying to, like I said, you have dudes that they don't even have enough fortitude in order to say, okay, I got to get away from this bitch because I know what's eventually going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But you'll
hey,
have dudes that they will stay in relationships like that, and then and what they do, this is what they do. They sit there and they gotta prove how much of a bigger man they are to other niggas. Let me give you a perfect example. Carmelo Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Carmelo Anthony saw Lala fucking on the Power. Now you gonna act like that didn't do nothing to him? He cheated after that. You know why? Because he had to get his nuts back. He was like Sonic the Hedgehog when you get hit and you lose all your coins. That's like testosterone. So when people talk about that nigga cheated, I'm like, that bitch showed her titties in front of everybody. And you gotta remember, fuck the fact she an actress. You gotta Carmelo, she ain't making no money Carmelo can't replace. And also you gotta remember, Carmelo's 5 years younger than Lala. So you gotta understand the context of that. And he really liked her because she got him early. Like right when he got into the league. But see, people don't think about that because men are not allowed to have feelings. So you sitting here trying to say all these other niggas, I'm trying to help them. No, you're not. Because Stephen Cole is out here lifting weights and telling dudes what they need to do.
Well,
You know, Oprah Winfrey said this. People want to be seen and they want to be heard. Then you give them the shit they need to know. And this idea that the overall red pill is this shit that just teaches dude. Like, what I hate about a lot of these niggas and what makes it so mad about it is the fact that they choose to be ignorant, is that they keep on wanting to say the red pill is basically anti self-improvement. It's a coping mechanism to stop from improving yourself. Nigga, we got people that are married in our space. We got dudes with nothing but daughters in our space. We got soldiers in our space. We got cops in our space, lawyers. Even what Jessica was saying, and shout out to Jessica, but even what Jessica was saying about that prenup shit, the lead attorney have said that shit ain't true. It like you have to be really methodical about how you get a prenup. Like, it ain't just if you do some goofy shit. Now that may be true in the UK because they may be a little bit more. They may not be as much on the fuckery about it. So I'll give her that in the UK. But in America, they look for anything you can. You got to know what state you in when you doing a fucking prenup. Shit, they'll get you on common law in this bitch. Anyway,
Edward, I know I've been going this real quick, but can I bounce one more thing off you just real fast? What you
yeah,
what you gotta understand about guys like Mike is he's aware of all this stuff. What he does, his entire life is one big coping mechanism. He's helping guys like him becoming big and successful, like literally physically big and successful in life. He's trying to like mask this situation, and he doesn't want to think about these kind of things because if he does, then that would make everything he does irrelevant because he realizes, oh, I'm big and I'm strong and I got all this money, but this can still affect me. See that goes against his entire worldview where he's been running away from this bitter truth his entire life. He can't accept
nigga,
that reality at all.
motherfuckers will get sinful to pee to dissect that video. Like, I saw some of the things that I had it mainly on mute. And like I said, Mike ain't the one that really annoyed the fuck out of me. That nigga that wanted to be the Mike wannabe is who pissed me off. Because I'm like, nigga, all I'm saying, I'm just
Oh yeah, he was
injecting one little
posturing.
thing.
That pissed me off.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Jessica had that
yeah,
throwing me off the damn show. I would have cussed him straight right square the fuck out to blew
and
that
yeah, and that's
motherfucker up.
what
You
you
know
and
how
that's
I
what
get.
you got, and that's what you gotta be. And it's like I'm not trying to be that dude because at the end of the day, it's just over the phone. The shit don't mean shit. But at the same time, we know how niggas are. They're gonna be like, "Oh, man, you gonna let him say that to you?" It's like, nigga, I got my own platform. I can say what the fuck I want to say, and on that. But at the same time, I'm like, nigga, I know she light skinned. I know she got a UK voice, nigga. I know you
Yeah,
horny,
that's how
but
dudes get when
let's
a
stop.
woman's on the panel. That's just he just flexing his alphaness or whatever he's trying to do
Yeah,
and posturing for Jessica. That's all it was. Like I
and
would have
I was
cussed him
like.
out just like, all right, so this conversation ain't gonna go nowhere anyway. I'm about to just blow this motherfucker up and get that started off
Exactly, because the
stage.
thing, because the thing about it is, what that does is that belittles all the men. That's the main thing. A lot of these guys
It
like
belittles
are
the
talking about.
conversation.
Yeah, when they're talking in good faith, because a lot of these motherfuckers ain't talking in good faith when they talk about Jessica. But when they're talking in good faith, that's like one of the main things that they be trying to really say is dudes act like that. But that's not really Jessica's fault. That's them. You gotta start enforcing them niggas doing that. That's why I tried to back that nigga up when the other dude tried to say some shit because that shit he said was stupid. Talk about, well, I got slapped 12 times. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, so she hit you in the nuts on the 13th time. You will be that nigga to break her fucking nose. I know it. Because the way you were posturing, when a woman actually hits you in a soft spot, those are the main niggas that they react. Because they ain't never really been hit in a way. They ain't never been, they say you got a plan till you get punched in the mouth.
Man,
They
I
ain't
play
really been
contact
punched.
sports. I can take a hit. That's why I'm. A lot of these dudes ain't been in situations like I have physically. I fought men. I won every fight I had. I shut down the whole auditorium in a fight. So like, the auditorium area where everybody, we have like
No,
speeches and stuff in
conference.
school.
Yeah,
Yeah, I shut down that
nigga.
whole shit,
You
beating
just
up
a
beating
regular. You just
their
a
ass.
regular fucking. You just a regular fucking Ron Artest, aren't you?
Man, but when a woman hits you, you don't think about it. Still, that's that. It don't register in your mind because you looking at her like, oh, this is a little woman. But they can hit you in
But
certain spots where you will register.
like I said before, if you one of these niggas and you want to talk about protecting women, when women that hit men will hit other women. Okay, that's the thing. A lot of people are not understanding.
Oh
This is
yeah,
not a like. So if fuck hitting a woman, I'm not saying you should hit a woman. I'm saying if you stay once a woman puts her hands on you, that's in the relationship. And if you sit there and laugh it
I
off,
agree.
then whatever goofy shit she do after that, nigga,
Mm-hmm.
that's your fault because you
Right.
gave
yeah.
her permission to do it. Like
Right.
just
Laughing it
like and
off.
like to think about it. When I say if a man hits a woman, I'm not saying the man shouldn't go to jail. If a man starts the shit, that's all I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if a woman goes back because the dick is good, okay, at that point you made a choice. So the law is the law. That's not what I'm saying. But you're not gonna have me be a crash test dummy when you constantly go. I told females in my family that shit. I'm like, we'll handle it the first time. After that, you're on your own, and we're telling you now, and we're telling that nigga, so he know.
Yeah,
So if you go back to him, that's on you.
laughing that shit off almost cost me my life. So I'm never doing that again. Like I
Yeah.
said,
Nigga
since
said he
that.
laughed that shit
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I laughed that shit
That's
off.
what
Like
we talking
I
about
did.
now.
You do laugh it off. It's like, look at this little ass woman. You think she's cute because she your girl, but she's really trying to hurt
But
your
think
ass because
about
you
this
stupid.
shit. Think about this. You don't even say, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, I didn't
Right.
even
Like
say that much.
you
It
don't
didn't
even bark
register.
at her. You don't even bark. But what I'm saying is, it's not even. It shouldn't. See, this is the funny thing about it
I'm
is,
a lot
you
smarter
know,
about it now. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I know where
but a
dude
lot
is
of
coming
men,
from.
but
I
what
know
men
Mike's
would have told
mentality. That
you,
mentality Mike got is gonna
I'm
get
not
him
even.
killed one day.
But even the other dude too, because the other dude was talking about the 12 times hits, and I was like, yo,
Oh yeah, his
men,
ass
I know
grass.
Crazy.
men,
Crazy.
hold on, men around me told me you may not hit a woman, but you better grab her ass if she really wilding out so she can feel that power. And another thing too is you better posture. Like think about what if Myron would have you saw that bitch hitting Myron. What if he would have just laughed it off? You think that's not a tell? You think these chicks don't know niggas that laugh it off ain't gonna do nothing? Like they actually understand, they know that because they're dealing with these type of niggas. They know they usually they done been popped in the mouth a couple of times, so they know the niggas that actually might do something. They know they're pro. It's like fucking Jurassic Park, them Velociraptors when they're probing the electric gate. Like they know how to probe, and it's
That's
like dudes
exactly what it
underestimate
is.
women, and they laugh it off. And I
Yeah,
say that, but
dudes,
when these niggas say that, oh man,
dudes
oh my
dangerously
god,
underestimate women, man. For real.
like
Like for real, for real. Like for when I tell you I almost died, that's not an exaggeration, man. And you sitting here letting that shit escalate. You thinking it's
Mm-hmm.
all cute. You think it's love.
Right.
We call it love taps. We call it tough love. We call it, oh, she just trying to feel me. Or she want me to feel her. No, dude.
that's that
She's
struggle
fucking
love.
up.
That's that.
She's
Oh,
fucking
let's come here,
abusing
let's fuck,
you.
Shit.
Men
let's
don't
fight, and
recognize
then
abuse.
hold on, let's fight, then let's fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So that what they would do is that a lot of my exes, that was the worst one, but I noticed in little ways with all my own, particularly the black ones. But I would notice a lot of my exes, they would get me riled up because, I would put it down on them afterwards. And that's usually what it would be.
BTS just was
Just
just doing videos about
so,
that shit. That's that Cleon shit.
yeah.
And you
So,
see how only black men would say that shit. That's the funny thing about it. And it's like, dude, and it was funny because he was sitting there talking to a white dude. That was the original interview Mediocre Tutorials reacted to. And he was sitting here, and another thing too, all that little one thing, if you observe how Mike talks to white dudes that he's clearly bigger than, a lot of those little, yeah, man, he was a good kid. I mean, look, to be fair to Mike, do y'all know how old he is?
he's
Oh,
39.
Yeah, he is 39. So maybe, but mediocre is
I
like I
actually know a
think
little bit
30.
about him. I'm not,
Yeah,
because I
but
do
what I
lifting
will
and
say
shit.
is, you notice that he don't talk to white folks like that. And that's
Oh
why when the
nah.
Oh,
other dude,
really?
the
I'm
first thing,
surprised
the
if he even
first
came
thing,
over here like this
the
far.
first,
Honestly.
yeah, the first thing the other dude tried to say, and that's what he really fucked up, was he tried to call
He
me.
don't even mess with black chicks. So I mean,
Well, which is another thing. But he tried to call me out, and he tried to say, "Oh man, he ain't talk about no white boys." See, I don't even need to know a lot about the dude. He was like, "Oh yeah, he ain't talk about no white boys. He talk about black men." No, he's not. You stupid fuck. Why you think he got to 1.34 million? You think he got there with niggas? Yeah, you think Obama? That's like black people thinking that black people are the only ones that put Obama in the fucking White House. You must be one of them dumb niggas too. Like for real. Like you don't get those. I mean, that's double Derrick Jackson numbers. You can't get. You clearly he got like a general audience. And then when the first thing I heard him talking about the red pill, he was talking across from a white dude. Why would you talk about niggas across from a white guy? With that, no, that's not no. And the thing that gave it away was when he said, "Yeah, man, I did some research on it, so I googled it and I found Reddit." Okay, Reddit ain't niggas are not on Reddit like that.
Right.
You know, they're like, no, Reddit is not. Reddit is a white site. So I already know that the information that he's speaking from, that he's absorbed, those are the writings of white boys. And usually that's a lot of, I want to kill the BBC because the BBC took my girl. That nigga, Mike, is the nigga they talking about.
yep.
Yep.
Because, you know, black men are
Yeah.
just fuck a ugly fat bitch
The
and
white
call it a
boys be
day.
trolling the hell out of Mike. That's why it's confused. Like if you look at his comment section, it's white guys, and they be talking shit about him.
Exactly.
They
Right.
be
And,
the
and,
ones
and
calling him a simp for his girl and stuff. Cause they like
exactly.
that's where a lot of that comes from, and ain't the black guys.
And dudes are gonna say it too, but dudes are gonna give him because black men are actually let it go because they'll be like, "Well, that nigga swole, because black men believe in that alpha male through it shit. A lot of black men, so they're not gonna be as, they'll kind of let it go because it ain't like he's constantly throwing niggas under the bus like Derrick Jackson. So dudes are kind of let it go because they're kind of comparing him to that barometer as far as black men. They're like, okay, this nigga just making content, but it ain't like his whole life mission is to throw niggas under the bus. So I mean, shit, Derrick Jackson, and plus they like this nigga got 1 million subscribers, ain't shit. Because he also started talking about Kevin Samuels as well, and that's another thing too. I bet you y'all say what y'all want to about Kevin. I bet you Kevin ain't running away from no bitch like that. Y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to. I bet you don't see that nigga in the fucking bathroom because people forget Kevin's from the projects of Oklahoma. So people forget just because he's polished up doesn't mean he don't come from shit. Like when I heard Kevin say he don't even know who his siblings was, I was like, damn.
Nah, it ain't about being scared of the woman. It's never been even my situation. Even look, I'm so dumb about it. Even when I was stabbed and bleeding out on the floor, I still wasn't scared of the bitch. I was scared
Nigga,
of first of all dying, but most of all I was scared of the police coming there and hauling my ass away, thinking I done did some crazy shit to her. One,
but you
really, I ain't
but you
touched her one
scared
time.
but you scared of the power that that
Yes,
woman has.
yes, I'm
That
scared of
is
the
the person.
authority. That's
Hold on,
that's
hold
you
on.
have no
That is
authority
the
in that
persona.
situation.
Hold on, because I know people say my shit's like hurting like cats, and that's my fault. That's a lie. That's my fault. That not the personification of the gynocracy, guys? When you can have a nigga that big in the fucking bathroom. I'm just saying. Tell me I'm full of shit. Prove me wrong.
If you don't leave, I'm gonna call the police on you.
And that's why, and hold on. And I'm not even saying that to talk about him. I'm saying, dude, and that is, but he the man will talk about, well, niggas ain't oppressed. That's like dudes saying racism don't exist.
Exactly.
Bill
It's amazing
Cosby
how
said, hold
blind he
on.
is.
Bill Cosby said racism don't exist. OJ still in jail talking about racism don't exist.
Man.
Talking about, well, Bill Cosby needs to apologize. He need to just admit what he did. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Dude was literally in a domestic violence situation talking about it's not equal. He's experienced it himself.
He
And
can't
then
Yeah.
he
even
knows he
recognize
has
the
no
shit.
and he knows he has no power in that situation, which is why exactly he talked about it. He said he's talked to dudes that said he ain't really did. He's talked to guys that were in domestic violence situation where the guys are telling them, "Oh, I ain't really do nothing, but when I had to, she was on me, I had to get her off me." And he said he shuts it
Let's,
off right there.
you know what?
When a
Let's
dude
take
tried to
it off.
start explaining it,
Mhm.
when a dude tried to
Right.
start explaining to a lot of dudes do this. A lot of dudes, they'll listen to you up until the point where you trying to talk, explain to them why. Like it got to that point where you start saying, "Well, I had to get her off of me." Dudes immediately cut you off right there because like you put your hands on a woman though.
Yeah, those are the
That would,
worst
yeah,
niggas.
I can't believe that
yeah.
shit, man. That's messed
I
up.
don't. Well,
Those
well,
are
you
the
saying
worst mother.
you saying she
Especially
smacked
boys.
you in the face with a plank of wood and threw hot water on you and smacked your mama and you put your hands on her.
Those
That's
are the
the
worst
that's
niggas. Those are the
crazy.
worst niggas, man. And
Thank
they be for real. Here's another thing. Let's take it real quick away from Mike. I don't know the difference. I know they're two different people, so I don't be following these motherfuckers like me. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, I don't know which one is which. So we're gonna talk about like Jake Paul. They both got money. They the same motherfuckers as far as I'm concerned. Um, there was a situation, I think Jada Black covered this, where no, I think it was Stephen Cole, where Jake Paul, there was a chick that Jake Paul is worth billions of dollars. Millions of like I think north of 10. So 8 figures. And it was the dude, it was the one that fought Mike. Not Mike, but he wouldn't fight Mike Tyson. Boy, that'd be a good fight, Mike
You fought
Tyson.
Floyd.
Yo, Mike Tyson. Oh, I would see that. I would pay to see him fight Mike. He'll get $50 out of me for that shit. But anyway, he was sitting there with a girl, and it was like these little rinky, little basic ass white chick. Yeah, but he liked her, whatever. And she was trying to say, well, I didn't know that we were gonna have sex, and he just kicked me out. He did the right thing. He said, bitch, you ain't fucking. You need to leave. Because he said this is not going to be no Me Too. You're not doing that. And then she tried to still try to make a big stink about it to like make it seem like he was an asshole for inviting her, assuming that was going to happen. But she acknowledged he kicked her ass the fuck out. He probably
What
paid for her Uber, paid for her flight, but he kicked her out. He got away from that situation. He realized it wasn't going to be what he thought it was. My
one
point
thing?
is, you got a white guy worth 8 figures, and you got this know nothing white bitch, little white girl, that she thinks she could pull that kind of move on a motherfucker that's making damn me NBA player or at least NFL money. Like, think about how stupid that's the mentality. So my point is, it's not just about because he was talking about, oh, well, you get your money up and do all that. Dudes like Mike are targets. Like the thing is, Mike, look, I feel you. You a alpha nigga. You were skinny, you lifted weights, you did all of that. I'm not saying you gotta worry about what other fuck niggas are saying. But the thing is, you gonna be that nigga that they try to get. All you got to do is slip once because remember, I always tell you all, do not go red pill for black women to be blue pill around non-black women because non-black women know how to run zone on your ass. Like
Amber Heard.
you will get caught up by a white bitch that you like, and then you gonna be upset. Like, dude, like
You
say,
gonna
like the dudes like him are they are the prime targets because he got money and he a big nigga. Think about it. The nigga like that, everybody gonna go against him. Tattoos, this, oh, you did that with a white motherfucker, man, that's birth of a nation all over again. And then you know how they gonna set him up, right? They gonna set his ass up just like they set up Nate Parker. They show he don't date black bitches, so now all the black women see the signal. Yep, that's the nigga that needs to be lynched digitally. We're good. We go. So you got them. That's how they did Nate Parker. The first thing they showed, this nigga don't fuck with black women. So the black women, the feminists, the ones that hate women, went at his ass, and it be the main dudes. Joss Whedon. Oh, I'm a white male feminist. What happened to him? Man, just because you cape for these, man, please, man, they'll throw your
you.
ass under too. Anyway, go ahead. My bad. I know
you're gonna
I'm
end
running
up
it off at the mouth.
you're gonna end up like Johnny Depp thinking like that. White women, yeah, you unfortunately women just know they can do that. Like they just know. Society I wish society would just admit men don't have a right to defend themselves from women. Like they just need to blatantly say that. They'll like
I,
posture, they'll like kind of contort it, but like, well, theoretically, you have a right to defend yourself against from anybody, depending on the statutes of your law, castle law, ground, what they'll but just say you can't defend yourself from women. Just say if a woman is trying to stab you to death, if you lay a finger on her, that's your ass. You get a domestic charge, and domestic charges are hard as hell to get off your record. It can fuck you up for the rest of your life, pretty much, because employers look at that. So now you can't make a living for yourself. Now you're basically stuck in the streets. You pretty much have to, It's messed up, man. It's
I mean,
messed
look
up.
at what happened to Derrick Jackson. All it took was one slip up, and that nigga was married. I mean, it was a domestic situation, but he ain't bounced back. All it takes is one. Cause that's the one thing I was kind of like flipping on my words. Cause like I just got done watching the game and woke up. But long story short, we live in a commercial world. The Matrix is the commercial sales world. That you can't say anything that takes people out of a buying state. So anything that puts people in feelings of being in their feelings, it's considered bad. And so therefore, you have to live in this kind of mirror world where shit is real, but it's unreal. And you can't say what the real is. And you know what? I got to give him credit for being candid. I will give him a lot of credit for that because he didn't have to be. Now, I will also look at like, wow, man, you were really comfortable around a woman you don't even know. Like it's amazing how easy he'll fall into wanting to talk to a woman. But like with dudes, it's like he got this like, oh, well, niggas are all trying to get me type shit. I just find that funny. And even with Melissa Ford, because I'm like, Melissa, you 44 years old. Like you talk all that shit, you know, and anyway, I'm not even gonna jump on her, but
You
but
did you catch how he was trying to shoot his shot with
I haven't
Jessica near
seen
the
the whole.
end?
I haven't. Uh, I mean, shit. I mean, shit. Jets, you might as well take him up on that shit. Get the clout. But I honestly, man, I didn't even see a lot of it. I'm commenting on things I've heard from him say before. So all y'all need to know is once I actually hear the shit, man, I don't even know. Nigga angry. I don't know. Some niggas gonna hate it, but motherfuckers will go dissect that shit. That nigga go hate it. That nigga go hate it. Like I hate it because it's like he's gonna be an example why you don't come over here because the shit we gonna pull on,
I
man.
mean,
What nigga BGS will pull some book from like 13 on his ass. You know,
Mike. I mean, Mike talking that typical man shit, which is why nothing can never get done and nothing can never really get equalized because unfortunately, men have that inherent instinct within them that Mike has. His is on the surface. He personifies that, but all men have this in them. Even everybody on this panel have that in us to a certain extent. Now, being here, we can fight against that. So if a woman if a woman put their hands on us, pretty much everybody on this panel might go ahead and be like, all right, I
and
either need to remove myself or I need to call the police. But
and
him,
what?
he don't
No,
see
go
the
ahead.
serious because he sees himself as that masculine alpha man, and him even reacting to that situation makes him. He sees women as lesser than them, so he feels like this kind of guilt that he needs to bring them up because he feels sorry for them. It's weird. It's a weird way.
Wait, no, like
It's really
white
weird.
women call
Right.
what do white women what would white women call that a form of that's a form of misogyny. Like the
Yes,
white women call that.
exactly.
It's that like
He's
soft I
actually a
forget what the
misogynist. He doesn't
terminology.
even realize it. He sees
It
women
yeah,
as so
it
weak and inferior. Nothing they can do can hurt me. I don't even take
I
them
actually don't think I
seriously.
actually
Man,
I
he
actually I
blatantly
actually don't
said
think that's
men.
what it is.
He actually
I don't think
said
that though.
he actually said men. No, he blatantly said men and women are not equal.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, okay, it doesn't really get more blatant than that.
Men or
It's
women
not
men
about
are
being equal. It's not about being equal blow for blow. It's about who has power in what areas and what can what
like
can what
that's
side.
bullshit.
Yeah, what side
No,
abuse to their advantage? Women
Okay,
use
so
a
this is
law to their advantage.
yeah.
right.
So this is how you answer that. You say so. You put a 45 in that chick's hand. So you gonna still say men and women are not equal then, and you don't got one?
Jessica
Right.
actually brought that up to him, and he kind of didn't even really address it too much.
No.
Yeah, he was just like, well, oh no, he immediately deflected to, well, a woman can't
Right.
do as much damage to me with a knife, and that's a damn lie. I'm
That's
living
not.
proof
Now
of that
if they
fucking
know where
shit.
artery, if they know where artery to go, you'd be
Exactly.
Yeah,
surprised.
man.
And here's the thing. And
That
here's the
will
thing.
really
You
set
say
me the
that.
fuck off. Like, I'm like,
But
man,
you say that. Hold on, you say that, but like I'm not. Cause see, this is when he'll say it's a gotcha question. You have never established what type of threat level a woman has to be for you even defend yourself. That you really haven't even established that. So I can go on a notion, and a lot of women will assume there's never no point at which you would actually do that. Like it may be instinct to kick in, but for the most part, and this goes to what the other dude just said. The other dude
oh
said he got hit with a plank and all this other shit.
yeah, that was me.
Yeah, so I mean, but my point, my bad, I'm not paying attention
I
who's
could
down
laugh
here.
about it. I could laugh about it now, so it's cool. But like, I'm over that trauma. Honestly, I worked on self and shit.
But
Watching
y'all
Love
see,
Dorsey.
y'all bigger than me. I'm not a big motherfucker, so they will never get that far with me. I'm just
Yeah,
saying. But at the
you
same
look at her
time,
eye
I
to
know how to
eye.
remove myself. I
I
know how to
got like,
remove. Well,
yeah,
but
I got.
usually short dudes ain't even hitting women like that. That it be the big niggas doing that because a
Oh
lot of times
yeah,
we understand. It ain't even about it ain't even about like dudes are afraid. It's that the thing about it is we folks know to remove themselves. Like I know you're like this. I'm not gonna give you the opportunity, but
yeah.
um
That ultimately
the
was my problem. I didn't remove myself.
and the
And a
biggest
lot of
thing
dudes
though is
won't. A lot of dudes won't
that
remove themselves because they'll feel like a bitch if they do.
yeah. I want to say this,
That's
and I'm
the
gonna let the rest
worst
of y'all
part.
jump in.
Okay, 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 okay.
What that interview proved was this wasn't a misunderstanding. We're not being unfair. What we're saying about Mike, like I'm not trying, like look, man, he's got some. I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, Simeon is fine. He's got some worldviews that are not in alignment with the reality of what goes on today. He's built a world around himself that can insulate him from a lot of that.
Yeah, a
That's
coping
kudos to him.
mechanism.
No, well, I won't even say all that. What I'll say is that's kudos to him. I think all dudes should put themselves in position where they can create that bubble around them. That's the goal. So I'm not even hating on that. But what I am saying is that number one, that's not the average, and the world runs on averages. And the stuff that we're saying, when you hear him say shit in an environment that he's comfortable, being he's actually worse than what a lot of folks thought. Because even a lot of dudes that would give him benefit of the doubt, even the women were like, "Nah, motherfucker, you can't let no motherfucker even women, you can't just let the motherfucker just keep hitting your ass. Like you gotta at least say something." Anyway, go ahead, y'all.
Well, he
Yeah.
more than
Is
proved
that
to everybody he was a simp. Because I was the one. I was one of the people who get willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. But he came up there and he pretty much proved everybody right. He is a simp, 100%.
I mean, he's not a simp. He's just a dude. And he's a dude that's built his life around running away from the truth because it's uncomfortable with him. So he's made a very comfortable life for himself so he doesn't have to experience that truth. That's why I say it's a coping mechanism. What Elwer said is true. Having a life where you, for the most part, don't have to deal with those kind of low vibration shit, like getting hot water thrown on you while you're sleeping. It's good to create that kind of situation for yourself. I'm not
oh well,
knocking
he's
that.
smart enough now. He's smart enough not to deal with sisters. He ain't he
Yeah,
ain't he ain't
exactly.
that underwear.
Yeah.
See, he removed what hold on, what the fuck did I tell y'all on that fresh and fit? Motherfuckers is gonna say, okay, I'm just gonna chop the problem off. So completely
Yeah.
minimize the likelihood that shit happens. What
But
about Melissa Ford? She don't count. She's
where
44 and she's from Canada. Don't count.
where
Next.
Mike
Go ahead.
where Mike fucks up at is why I say it's a coping mechanism, and he's not just improving for the sake of self improvement. He doesn't even want to acknowledge that these problems exist. That tells me he's running away from them, and he can't
Right.
handle that within his. He can't mentally process that because it would knock him off his mental comfort.
Well, he used the term mediocre tutorials did a response to his reaction because he reacted to the video, and he said something that was really telling. What he said was that I needed to be that dude to qualify myself for women. That don't sound like a dude that's naturally gotten women, and he's never said that he did. He said he had to act. He said he was not always this big. He used to be skinny, so he says he can relate from that standpoint. I'll give him that. But my thing is the key word. Even mediocre caught this. He was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Qualify yourself for women. Women are supposed to qualify themselves for you, and you can still
Exactly.
you like he still has." And see, here's the funny thing about Derek Jackson and him. When the women that got him caught the fuck up, Derek had to wait till he became that nigga in order to qualify himself
Oh
to
yeah,
those chicks. And
yeah.
some of
He's
those
still
chicks already had
qualifying for
kids.
women. Yeah,
Exactly.
Right.
And it's the same thing with when he said that. So that's a big tell. And it's like, dude, men are not supposed to I'm not saying women are supposed to bow down to men. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm
Mhm.
saying is women qualifying yourself to you is a byproduct of the effort and work that you're doing. And what that effort is usually dependent on what the society is. Sometimes it's more economic currency, which he acknowledged. Sometimes it's more genetic currency. But the reality of the situation is the fact, again, you qualifying yourself to women shows that you look for women to tell you who the fuck you are. Now it may not
Right.
be an
Validation.
individual, it may
Right.
not be an
Yo,
individual woman,
Edward,
but it is women in general. Go ahead.
it's something I can say directly to that. That happened in Jessica's panel. I don't even know if you were there, but he referred to his woman for like basically Jessica asked him a question about domestic violence, and he literally on panel he asked his woman,
Right.
"Hey, do you think domestic violence between women on men is about as serious or whatever? Is that really a problem?" And then his girl gave him an
Yeah.
answer, and then he said, "Oh well, it's not really much." She said it's not a problem, so it
Wait,
ain't
well,
really a problem.
yeah,
So
and I
Man.
mean, you got videos of motherfuckers getting ran over and shit. I mean,
yeah,
and this
he
is
Right.
needed
these
he needed it.
attitudes.
Basically, what I was saying. But the point was he needs his girl to validate his worldview.
Right. Exactly. I didn't like that. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
think
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
that
You know,
extends to every.
a real man takes counsel from a female. That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing, man.
Yeah.
And the black and see, you got to remember, he grew up with a single mother. So when you understand that, you want like see that's the shit that people don't pay attention to, yo. And that's the stuff that people don't catch. But and this is why. Shout out to David Carroll, yo. Shout out to David Carroll. Go ahead.
He kept saying it's not a problem. He really glossed over a huge point Jessica made where like a lot of men, the reason you can spout out the statistics all you want, but the reason there's a disparity in the statistics of women on male domestic abuse violence is because men don't come forward. Men like
Exactly.
Mike don't come up and tell the police. I mean,
The guy gets
it's,
You got
falsely accused when he's actually the victim.
if
It
you got
happened to me. Yeah.
half of the victims not even telling the police it happened, then of course there's going to be a huge disparity
Well,
in the occurrences. Most
and let
men
me
don't
say,
have this natural inclination to hit a woman. Not even
and Mike
me,
would
who has
say,
been
and Mike,
abused by women.
well, again, and see, nobody's talking about like I'm not. This is where this becomes an issue. When you look at these, like, shout out to Jada Black and other people, and they do these videos of these athletes and guys, because Mike is at the genetic level of these guys. Being looking like that at 39, and people will say, he may be that. Whatever y'all said on the other stream, I'm not gonna put that out there because I don't know. But my thing is, when you got a bitch that act like you tell her to leave your house and then she don't want to leave, what you gonna
Oh
do if you're not gonna call
man.
a cop? See, that's
Oh
why women do
man.
stupid shit like that. Or if you in a hotel and you tell a woman to leave, you pay for everything. They wilding out, tearing shit up. This is why they believe they can do that. And so this
Right.
idea, women are adults. That's what people don't understand. Women are fucking adults, and in a society
Yeah.
cannot exist with women just being able to do
And
everything like that.
you gotta realize, man. In his
oh
little
Mel up
world.
here. Mel,
Anyway,
what's up, Mel?
What's good, everyone? What's good, brothers? You got to realize in his little world, man. Number one, you already know he's very naive and stuff. You ever hear that old saying when you hear people talking about that's not your reality, that's my reality? He's someone stuck in his own world of reality, how he see what it is instead of seeing what it really is and everything. Like the example with the DV situation. Ed, you just alluded to the example yourself. You tell a woman to leave, she refused to leave, she gets violent and everything. If y'all saw the Fresh and Fit show today with the two lawyers they had, they even saying themselves, you can tell a person to leave, but you got to be also careful how you physically throw them out and stuff because they can come back and sue you and everything.
And that's why you need
Civil
that's why
rights.
you need a woman security guard because they don't got to worry about that. Go
Exactly,
ahead.
and then not only that, also too is most of the time
You
these
need
things
a
don't
black
come out
China.
fault
You need a
also too
China.
because it takes time. It takes a lot of time to make the reports and all that stuff and everything.
Gaddafi had it right.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like this dude talking about a man should be able to take a woman's hits and all that mess, blah blah blah. Man, I'm like, yo, shut this goofy clown man
Like,
up,
do
man.
you really
Come on,
believe? Like, and it was
come on.
crazy is, do you? I'm like, dude, nigga, do you? And this is why, like, when the other dude, because Mike ain't even the dude that pissed me off. Like I said, that other bitch nigga that wanted to flex, like, in front of some light skinned pussy. And me and Xanatos, when it comes to light skinned females, it's like that shit don't move us like that moves some of these motherfuckers. Shout out to Fantastic. Talk about I know you niggas. Like, cause Fantastic would have blew that bitch up too.
Yeah,
Fantastic,
that's good.
fucks with Jessica X as far as a YouTuber, so Fantastic would have been like, nigga, I'm 6'5", what the fuck you gonna do? Like, he would have did all that. And
That
it would
would
have been
have.
this alpha shit.
It kills me when dudes get up on these panels talking to these women thinking they gonna get some coochie. Like that
I'm
kills the
like,
shit
You,
out
you
of
saw
me.
you saw what he did, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes, I saw it.
yeah.
I
We were
like
and
talking
I'm,
about that
I'm
earlier,
like,
man.
and
yo,
I'm
That's
like,
all it
dude,
is.
so I'm like,
Like a
what
lot
am
of,
I supposed to,
and
what
that's
am I
what's wrong
supposed
with
to
a lot
do
of
with this?
dudes. They never get out of that. I need to get some coochie ass state of mind. And some
Right.
dudes, and they in that state of mind 24/7. So if a woman's in their presence, even when they ain't around other dudes, they feel like they got to be the biggest man because there might be a woman somewhere watching. I gotta flex on all these other weak ass
That's
niggas.
Highlander
Like,
syndrome.
and then when a woman's on there, it's even worse. It's like, oh yeah, it's time to
And,
put on
and,
my
and,
ten,
and
my
you know what
10
kills
game,
me?
nigga.
And you know
Like,
what kills me with that punk ass dude? Like, straight up, that dude. That's a lot of. See, Jessica is kind of like a trading post. Where it's like it kind of on your way to the manosphere, but it's still kind of it's not in the outskirts because she's in the outskirts, but it allows her to do some shit. Like the Mike shit couldn't happen with nowhere else, at least not first. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons why she that like that's not the only reason why I support her, but little stuff like that is why I do. Because she asked a lot of questions that otherwise would not have got asked by anybody else because it'd be a softball interview. But because she's got that voice tonality, that shit is disarming.
well, you
So if
think
dudes would have asked her that, she would have did it. But that other dude, you wouldn't come in front of like Art in the Stalls panel, Art of Igmore, BGS, Angry Man. You wouldn't do that shit because when you got to actually conduct yourself around actual men
he need to talk
and
to
Mhm.
you do that
Charles?
big shit, yeah, exactly.
He need
He
to
would have
talk
got
to
called
yeah,
out
right,
for
Charles.
yo,
that.
yo, you see
He
what
would
he
have
said
Hell,
got
on
called out
Clout?
for
Charles
that.
might be
Did,
bigger than him.
did you see his
Yeah, he
yo?
would
Did
have
you
got
see
called
his
out for that.
did,
Jessica was tired because the time zone, but I'm like, nigga, you can't come in here doing some punk ass shit like that. And niggas have tried to do that. And it's not that I need other dudes. My point is they protect the conversation. And if you're gonna be on some like nigga, ain't no bitches to impress here. Like,
That's
stop
all
it.
it is.
and what's really crazy though, this damn goofy clown man tried to say, I don't know what goes on in Europe, but it doesn't go on over here in the US. Are you fucking kidding me with that
Yeah.
shit? Like, I swear he's in his own world. He's very naive. He's a naive simp. I swear to God, like, yo, he gonna talk about no such thing as body positivity. You don't. I can't believe you're not gonna get fired for telling a woman she's fat. Are you crazy?
It's one
Are you?
Yeah.
thing.
What was he then?
Yeah, like yo, he's
Oh yeah, it's funny. It's funny because it's funny, yo. That's all I got to say
It's one
because
thing.
and,
like, come on, you can get fired out of job for talking red pill talk at the job.
Well, he's
nigga,
a
you
Literally
well,
can
he's
get
talking
a
about
like
red pill
real
at the
talk.
job.
well, he's an
That nigga could
entrepreneur.
get that
So
nigga was that nigga can well he could get canceled for saying he don't fuck with black women. Like if people
Exactly.
really wanted to really target his ass, that's how you would go for him. If that because that's
Mhm.
his Achilles heel. You'd be
Right.
like, nigga, you one of these Californian colorist motherfuckers. Like we could that shit could go both ways. Look
yeah,
at him. He got on. I bet you when he was skinny, he was fucking black bitches. Go ahead.
Guarantee you see him with a Puerto Rican or a white chick or an Asian chick. So you see that picture of him.
But I'm
Yeah,
with
he gonna get a
Melissa
taste of
Ford.
reality right there.
Exactly. But anyway, but like I said,
that's
it's
that's
Oh
where
man.
that stuff's come. When you just start blocking out information, like, well, that don't coincide with my experience in life and my worldview, so it don't mean nothing to me. So I don't even gotta acknowledge it. This might be useful
yeah,
information you might need to protect your world.
Right.
Like your entire
yeah,
world can
because
come
yep,
tumbling down if you aren't
Cosby
aware of these things, sir.
Cosby used to think that same way. And all it took was Hannibal Buress hating on his ass, and then white corporations saying, "Yeah, we ain't making money." Hey, income check. When's the last
It's
time we done made some serious money off Bill Cosby? No, like 3 years. Oh yeah, it's time. It's time to put
oh
the
yeah.
protocols on that motherfucker.
That's
And
Mhm.
then what
why
did they do?
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying it's a coping mechanism, Edward, because like it stops becoming self improvement. Because being aware of certain shit
They told on.
is
They
self
said Mike.
improvement.
They said Mike is not Ados. Is that true? For y'all to know Mike.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't care what he is, man.
It doesn't
He
matter.
ain't goofy in my
Said,
eyes, man.
I
okay.
ain't did that much research on him. I just watched a couple of videos before, so I
What
mean,
Kill Dude says.
Yeah, this dude,
Nah,
all he
but
focus on the extreme version of the red pill. the streamers and everything think that's everybody else. And that's why I find it mad extreme
Nigga.
with her. I'm like, yo,
Hey,
you
hey,
know, different from the feminists, like Cynthia G that does that streaming shit and believe in all these streamers. Where you think getting this damn statistics from? That sounds
if
straight male
y'all,
feminist right there.
oh yeah, if y'all want to support Jessica X, y'all need to spam mediocre and get mediocre because like that I didn't. I thought she was honestly when I had it on mute. I actually thought she was responding to like to a video. That's why I was asking like why that nigga in the bathroom, and then I'm thinking because I'm trying to catch up. And then, cause I asked that twice, and then niggas like, he ain't in the bathroom, and then I muted the shit, and I'm like, yo, this nigga, this some good audience. Like, this is that nigga for real? Like like she talking to that nigga for real on a
It's funny.
Tuesday? I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Cause I'm
It's
watching the
funny.
game, so I'm jumping between him and Ticket TV, cause Ticket TV does the sports commentary of the game, and he be talking that shit. So I kind of came on, and it just happened to line up with the link. That's why it's kind of like my brain wasn't like focused like it normally was because I was like, yeah, man, I had like $200 bet on that fucking game. Yeah, that's what I'm doing with y'all cash app. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing.
Shit,
But
buy whatever you want, you deserve it. Damn.
no,
You
I
want
actually I
your
should have
money.
bet on that game. But I was talking a lot of shit. So Kevin Durant needed to make me look good. But anyway, my point is, so I was flipping back and forth. I was like, yo, she talking to this nigga for real. I said, oh, I can't wait, man. She better not put this bitch on Patreon or some
She
shit.
bring
Like
out
this is that's a Tasha K interview.
she bring
I,
out the
I
check
was
marks.
I was mad surprised. I mean, when I saw him, I didn't see the episode, but when he was on Fresh and Fit, I didn't watch the whole interview. But watching it now, I was like, yo, this is dude Fresh and Fit will have. Are you talking to two different people? Like, oh dang, what
No,
the?
these motherfuckers, and if you really want to compare it, there's another black dude that was on there, that juice dude. Do a compare. Get on that Manosphere highlights daily. Do Mike and do that other nigga and compare and contrast. That dude was talking that pimp gang stuff, but he also built and like 6'8". Nigga look 6'8" or some shit. So
I think these dudes just come up there trying to mac on Jessica like really. I think like I don't know. Mike will go on the breakdown. I really
oh
don't think
hell
he
no.
would. Yeah.
Look, I need Jessica to
So
do a
you
clip
invited him
called
to this
"Like
show, this
You
talk show?
Met." But they've gotten a porn dude, so they've gotten good interviews too. I'm not gonna sleep on
Oh,
them
Fresh
for
Fit,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But
Oh, Dead and Stuff, yeah.
well, no, I'm talking about
I mean, not that.
the breakdown. But as
Oh,
far as Fresh and Fit, if anything, they probably took it easy on him because he wasn't really mad at what they did. He was mad at the comment section. But again, Fresh and Fit mainly has a white audience. That's why they're growing so fast. And I'm not hating on them at all. Everybody needs to be in their proper lane. But so it's a lot of white boys that talking shit about him, and so he said, "Yeah, man, you white, but nah, say what you feel. If it's them white boys, say them white boys, because the truth is, you that nigga that they think about when they be hating on us, man. The fucking
Man,
BBC took my
man,
girlfriend, god damn it,
I play a lot
you
of
that
video
nigga."
games.
either
They
genetically
the
that's your
way,
bitches
man,
up.
that shit's funny. They literally be checking their closet for niggas. Like they scared of that BBC.
You know what?
they
Yeah,
checking it. They
like when you
checking in
talk
their
like
bed.
Yo,
Like god damn.
you like niggas like Mike is the reason we had this. That's one of the reasons we separated because the white boys couldn't leave that BBC alone. They really could. Like that was the main issue. They like when you. I'm like we ain't even fucking your women like that. Like truth be told, and I know we ain't fucking your women because these niggas still fucking these fat ogre bitches, black
right.
chicks. So y'all act like y'all talk about a couple of niggas here and there. This like got they OJ going on. That's what it is. OJ got them motherfuckers fucked up. OJ got them fucked up. They never recovered. They never recovered from OJ because white people used to love OJ. And then when OJ got with Nicole, Jason Black talked about this. When OJ got with Nicole, they never forgave it. They said one day it may take decades, and these corporations may have to age, but we gonna get that nigga. That's why they got that nigga for stealing back his art. White people will make laws to put you in jail for, and it's like, dude, Mike, you are way. And look, I don't give a fuck about what you think about Red Pill. You are way too much of a walking target. You a nigga with money that likes to
Yeah.
fuck non-black bitches. These Latin niggas gonna be watching. Latin motherfuckers gonna be watching your ass, and you
Mhm.
in Cali. they stay running black people out of these motherfuckers. So trust me, you know, you the main
Unfortunately,
target they like to get.
unfortunately for him, he's already been exposed to the red pill, so it's pretty much over for him at this point. He can't ignore it no more. That's usually how it happens.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
his
So
expose was Kevin Samuels, which is also funny because it's like when you understand that Kevin Samuels is a chemist, you know, he's talking about like because I don't know what his history is, so I don't want to speak on it because people talk about he used to sell dope, you know, people he used to like do a lot of shit, and
You
then he
talking about
pulled
Mike?
himself out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, when he
Then
was
they talking
locked up.
about
He
the
talked
Roy.
about it too. Also, he said he was
Yeah, and they
locked
talk
up.
okay. So then if you talk about the Roy stuff, you know, it's like, so dude, you cheated in a lot of ways. Like, look, I give it to you. You did what you quote unquote had to do, but the reality is, man, you know, you kind of every chance you got to skirt, you skirted. You know, so you talking a lot of shit, belittling motherfucker. And then the thing is, I could understand him if he was like, yeah, man. I'm not saying he's got to balance it out by talking about women, but my thing is, if you're a fitness guy and you want to act like he purposely stays away from that point because again he probably sees a lot of these chicks through the eyes of his mama. Be like, yeah, man, I ain't gonna say nothing about women because that's not what men do. It's just this
That's
fucking
what
dated
that's fact.
idea. You know, it's just bullshit. Yeah, it's
uh,
like nigga,
and
all
I
these fat
That's
bitches.
one of the
and I really hate
Just
and
be
I
so
really hate that
passionate.
that's
shit.
one of the after effects of a sunspin and stuff like that. This is what this dude seeing the eyes of how his mother see it and everything. Where he was speaking about, I met a lot of dudes in jail that was in domestic violence situation. Your little circle of jail percentage, and you think that's the overall percentage. You don't do your research. Period. You, what's your history or background about what you feel females actually really went through like that, especially in our community? They ain't go through
And
that
then
as
what he
much
don't
as you think it
understand,
is.
he don't. And what he also doesn't understand is a lot of these mothers be fucking their sons up too. That's another thing he don't understand. So you talk that shit like about men on women, fine, but like what about these boys? But you don't give a fuck about that. You know, because that's not because again, that don't affect him. And my thing is you don't have to worry about this, but stop. It's almost like, you know, if he I'll give you a perfect example. If he was talking about this shit from a racial standpoint, everybody would call him a coon. Nigga, you a coon. The end. You know, like if he was talking about racism don't exist, you can do what you want. Even other black men would be jumping on his ass for that. You know,
Hey,
these white men, and he should do it. Shit, get that Anthony Brian Logan, Brandon Tatum money. Shit, that
Mm-hmm.
might get your ass to 2 million. But see, the
Exactly.
problem with the white boys is you say one thing they don't like, you become the BBC nigga in their nightmares again. They
y'all
wake
ever,
up. You
yeah,
you got motherfuckers literally drawing anime American style hentai, making money off black men BBC fucking white women. That's how
y'all
much
ever,
rent free they living in their head. Go ahead.
y'all ever seen that movie The Grudge?
Yes.
Being exposed to the red pill is a lot like that. When you see that motherfucker, that's your ass. You stuck now. You can't shake that motherfucker off. It's gonna follow you forever. No matter how much you try to ignore it, eventually it's gonna get you. You're gonna get sunk into that red
Well,
pill place. That's a
Mm-hmm.
lot. What the red pill is
but
a lot
he
like the grudge. When you see it, you can't unsee it.
but he's also a great barometer as to some of the things, and I'll give Obsidian credit on this. When people talk about image, image matters, and honestly, I don't really care about the brand of Red Pill. I really don't give a shit. My thing is, I'm always about pro common sense and pro truth, whatever brand you want to give that, you know. And so that's why I don't so much get hung up on things like Red Pill, Blue Pill, because even when Jessica was talking about, um, you know, oh well, you know, the problem with red pill is this, you know, as far as extremism, what extremism is everywhere. Extremism is in everything. I mean, even amongst, you know, people being biracial and colorism is, you know, you can be, people can take extremes and they apply it to anything. It's just like fire. Fire can, you know, humans evolved in many ways because of fire, because we were able to cook our food, our brains were able to get, you know, bigger because the energy is on our body stop necessarily being used for digestive system as much. That's why the gallbladder and shit isn't used as much anymore because of us learning how to use fire. And but at the same time, fire will kill your ass and burn your ass. Same thing with water. I mean, it's extremes of anything is not great. So the question is the manosphere breeding ground for certain things? And for the most part, in the
Well,
black manosphere, motherfuckers are not staying in the red pill rage. That's something that's
well,
projected onto it. Because if that was true, you wouldn't be able to have as many dudes that are married were married. Think about it. We don't be having a litmus test saying, well, you're married, so therefore you can't say nothing. You don't see that in the black manosphere. We
Right.
pay attention to what the fuck you say. Now, if we don't like what you say, we start looking for reasons why we don't like what you say and say, all right, you got nothing but daughters and stuff like that. But that's usually not a prerequisite saying you can't speak just off the strength of this. Versus take Donovan Sharp in the white manosphere, once he was married and all of that, they use that to shut him down. That wasn't necessarily the case with us. And that's why I said there's a difference between the black manosphere and the white manosphere. So what Mike was talking about, and a lot of why he gets, because ARC got a lot of this pushback. Because he used to say, like, he used to blame Obsidian, and yeah, him and Obsidian has back and forth, but that was in white boys. It's the white boys that they wanted to steal his shit and call it and call it something else and not give him his money. That was them doing that. But see, the trick is you got to get money out of them same white folks. So you can only throw them under the bus so much. And that's why people be hesitant other than like Brie Larson to really directly call them out because they have a lot of the money. That's why you see that. And that's why when you got all these geekdom white boys like the quartering, I know the motherfuckers, geeks and gamers and all of them. They're some of them are better than others, but they don't feel they should ever be called out because they think they are the majority of the buyers. It's all commercial.
Wow.
Anyway,
yeah,
y'all got me talking shit on a Tuesday night.
yeah. That was a crazy ass panel because, like, unfortunately, something like that had to happen in the middle of the damn week. But it's really important. Really, it's like the Mike Rashad caricature that, like, the archetype. That's very pervasive and prevalent amongst males. That male machoism mentality is very dangerous to men, especially in society where you don't have any power or authority. Like, it can get you really fucked up. And
Yeah,
not
and
taking
nobody's
women.
saying like,
The
yeah, go
problem
ahead.
with guys like Mike is you see women as children. Women aren't children. They are adults.
Right.
They can do adult things to you. I mean, I don't know how more plainly to say this to you. Like, if you're looking at women like children, and hell, even a
Nigga, a
child,
white nigga,
Nigga,
a
like,
nigga,
goddamn.
a white bitch can slap her ass really, slap her ass like maybe 10 times really hard, and then say he sexually assaulted me. And what do you think gonna fucking happen?
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He don't realize that
They,
females are
hey, they had to reach
sentimental.
the shit. Hold on a 911 call. It only took a fake 911 call to have Tariq Nasheed, a 6'5" nigga, on his motherfucking stomach. And that nigga live around white folks and is married.
Exactly.
In
Yeah.
Cali. You better act like you know.
The big thing, well, but the big thing about this red pill, blue pill shit, like that's just that it puts a label on it, but the truth is the truth. At the end of the day, like I mean, like
Yeah, this
personally,
is
I don't.
Jessica X after string.
Yeah, I don't personally go around like saying, "Oh, I'm red pill." Like you can say it's extremes.
No.
Like that's why I wanted to ask you. Well, like, can you really be extreme on the truth?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
would
you
say.
can. You can because if you're the type of person where you don't see the new, because if you're so binary about it, where you don't see the nuance of certain shit, it's like, it's kind of, yeah, you can. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Like, black women see things as it's either all my fault or all your fault. Versus black men kind of look at it like, if you roll in the tape, you may miss the last minute shot, like Chris Middleton did, fucking up that play. But there was a whole lot of game that happened. That's how men tend to see shit, unless they're talking about women, in which they get binary as a motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
But my
it's
point is,
truth.
it made one made there's levels to the truth. There's context. So
I
when you
get
have dudes that
yeah.
they get so by almost like autistic about it. That's why I tell dudes you got to look at kind of like the overall thing. And so yeah, there's certain things that Mike was saying that you can agree with, but shit, there's certain things Lucifer says that people can agree with. You know, you can't influence people if you don't have nothing nobody agrees with. Like some of the most evilest people on this fucking planet. You can find quite a few things you agree with, but that's not what defines them. And my point is, and it's not about finding individual things you don't agree with. It's really about what is the kinetic impact of those things. When you say shit like, okay, I was in the bathroom because that woman was wilding out on some The Shining type of shit, but at the same time, you don't see how it's not a woman being able to put you in that situation is a problem.
You see,
That's
yeah,
a problem.
the problem
Right.
is he doesn't see the woman itself as a threat. The situation is a threat, so he brushes it off because it's a woman doing it.
And
See,
we're
if it
not
was a
saying it's
man,
a threat, but that cop, yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if it was a man doing it, he's shutting that situation down instantly because he can perceive a man as a threat. He's men in general. This ain't just men. It's probably like it's an instinct. Unfortunately, it's a male instinct you have to really be conscious of and overcome. Men just don't see women as a threat, and that can really
Uh,
I can't
and,
stress
and
this
I
enough.
and,
You can get
Well,
really fucked up behind that,
and
especially
I'm not
dealing with women
saying they
today.
should.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
not saying
especially
they
because
should.
you should see women as a threat.
But
Now, as a
what I'm
physical
saying,
threat, it
but what
depends on
I'm
this.
saying,
It depends on circumstance. Everything, like
because women are never going to
But you
see
got to be
men as
very
a threat.
calculated and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's the
Yeah,
thing about
decisions
it.
like that.
Here's the problem. The problem is a lot of y'all weren't raised right, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. What I'm saying is y'all wasn't really and not even with the men. Like women, a lot of times women will tell you if a woman hits you, you need to hit her back, or what they'll say is you need to do something.
oh
A
yeah,
woman is not allowed to
my
hit your
mama
ass.
told me that, but I still don't do it because of the laws. So my mama,
Well,
Yeah.
but
my
but
mama told me if a girl hit my mama, my grandmother, my auntie, everyone in my life, my sister told me if a woman hits me, hit her
I
back.
got a
I
question.
still won't
I got
do
a
it.
question
Yeah.
for y'all. I got a question for y'all. I got a question for y'all. And see, if I want to be an asshole, this is what I would have asked that other dude. But the next thing is true. But if a woman smacked your mama, what would you do
Oh
if
man.
you fucking
Damn.
her?
Oh god, damn.
I
Something
guarantee
that
he
I
would
ain't
say
gonna
something
admit
like
to
it's
nothing
still
on
your
the
fault
internet.
for dealing with
Fuck
this
I'm
that.
not gonna
particular.
lie, but
Fuck
and to be
that.
fair, most black women are smart enough not to do that because they already know dudes are gonna black out.
Yeah,
So most
because
black,
that
so it's rare black women are gonna hit, because even
it's
black
like
women know, yeah, that's
that's a
suicide
nigga
by cop.
that's like a nigga math
Actually, that
equation.
actually did
It's
happen. We seen
like
a video like that.
that overrides that don't hit a woman programming because
It,
it's like,
did you
well,
did you all see
my
that
mama
Broly
greater
movie?
than a woman, so like your ass, that's your ass.
Did you see that Broly movie
Hell
where
yeah.
the dude said, "Broly, look, he think he killed your dad," and then his eye just and they had that music, "Look,
That's
Jesus,
exact. Yeah, that's exactly what would happen, bro. Nigga would go Super Saiyan.
All they go.
You
Yeah,
want to
and
go
then
with the
hold on, and
dude?
before he really lost it, you notice how before he really lost it, he kind of looked at it. He was like, why you gonna make me do this to you on some Omni Man shit? Why are you about
For
to make me
real,
do this?
Man.
Ah!
man. Yeah, if a woman, whew, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
y'all
not. That
niggas.
wouldn't be
Yeah,
a good situation, bro.
I'll
To be in,
niggas are just nah. You know what happens, Virgo. You know what really happened? You'll probably pass out. Because that's
man.
how much like computer malfunction I have. You'll
Shit
probably just
would go.
pass out.
Nah, shit would. My see, when I get mad, I got like a tendency to black the fuck out. I'll be see nothing but red and like
Y'all gonna go
it'll be
Chris
over. I'll
Brown.
be
Y'all gonna
blind.
go Chris Brown. He said I'm gonna
Man,
do
fuck
like
Chris
all
Brown.
I'll
I'm
say
going
is
like you just said. I'm
I'm gonna
going
do a Chris
Broly.
Brown dance.
I'm going
I'm gonna
Broly.
do I'm gonna do a Chris Brown dance. You ain't never seen this before. What was that song? Chris Brown be having some bangers though. We got China. No, zero, 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 zero. Chris Brown be
That's
having some
just.
red pill. Honestly, Chris Brown do be having some red pill shit in some of his music though, on the low.
Oh yeah, I actually grown a bit on the Chris Brown. Like his shit be real. Cause I hated that nigga when I was in middle school and shit. But. He be talking
No,
that
Chris
shit though.
I
Brown.
swear.
Yeah, you know.
Uh,
Chris Brown, like, you know, Mike, you tell Chris Brown, like, bitch, when you, Chris Brown be like, when you drive at 150 miles down I-95 and the bitch starts smacking you, yeah, that's gonna test your limit on that no hitting the bitch. Be like, I didn't hit Rihanna, I saved her life. That's how I saw it. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, Mike wasn't that nigga doing that posturing bullshit. That shit pissed me off. Like that nigga, yeah, man, that's who I want to be when I grow up. I want to be a nigga that always keep my chest because I'm like, see, you a dumbass nigga that you're fuck with one of these too short motherfuckers, and then they be a part of the Bloods and the Crips. Yo, dumbass, think you all that going to California with red, saying, look up, little nigga, talking about Crip, and you don't even realize what the fuck you did. Like, nigga, you done. You just don't know. What did Kevin Samuels say? You dead. You just ain't even got the diagnosis yet. That's all you
On
waiting for.
stage 4.
Yep. You didn't. What's the diagnosis? Them niggas about to roll up. Like niggas like that don't understand. And cause honestly, when it comes to real shit, ain't no rules, man. The rules you wanna see that alpha shit. That alpha shit is rules. You be like, yeah, yo, we about to fight. No, you a bitch because you want to bring a pistol. I'm like, nigga, nobody gives a fuck, especially with nigga shit.
yeah,
Nobody gives a fuck about like if
yeah,
you like some of these niggas, they do not care. Like they don't care about that shit. They be like, at the end of the day, you can tell that to God. Tell
yeah,
tell God I
man.
was the bitch when I send you to him.
I
That's how
can hold,
niggas are.
And
I
that's
can
what I
hold
was gonna
my,
say too. I
yeah,
was gonna say that too. That man, what if a little bitch run up on him with the pistol? You know what I'm saying? Just get him right there, pow, in his head.
yeah.
And that
I
nigga
work
just a
out for
victim. You
health.
just a big ass victim, bro.
I
What
can
if
hold
you
my.
what if you get Cardi B'd and drugged?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What
I
if what if chick get in your house and then they get you naked and then they set you up because you thought she just wanted you for the D, but she know you got 1.3 million, so she know you got some cash in the house.
For sure. She got
Mm-hmm.
like 3 Crips right on the outside coming in. Like shit
Yeah,
like
be in that
that.
fucking
Cause
just
be
he
in that
just
slipped.
bathroom
alpha
again. Why be in that bathroom again while you get robbed
alpha your way through that shit, nigga.
naked, and then and then and
Yeah,
then they have it be like GTA wasted
for real. Like for
or
real, man.
San
Like
Andreas.
I work out and shit, and I can hold my own in a fight. But for the most part, I work out for health purposes. Best believe I keep it on me. So I mean, like, yeah, ain't no illusions that dudes out here ain't playing fair. So
Be in them Russian bathhouses fighting naked and shit. That's when you find a nigga who gonna find out how real man you are. You like on some Deadpool 3 or some shit like that. That shit. Oh man. Oh man. Today, boy, I swear. Anyway. Let's see. What's. So it's cool for the so-called hierarchy of this space to shit on everyone else. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, grown man
some
business.
beef.
Wait, you can drop a link to see what you're talking about.
I think it's some beef with Ty City and shit again. I don't know.
Man, I don't be keeping up. I don't be
Obsidian,
keeping
Ty
up.
City. Come on, man, that's your job. You supposed to be the Black Manosphere Encyclopedia and shit.
No, I've always just like how Tariq Nasheed be saying I ain't no leader. I'm just a nigga. So y'all niggas be
Oh shit, where'd he go?
Oh, man. Yeah, I wish I was on that show, man, Jessica. I don't know, she was booting me off in the back chat. They didn't let me on because I wanted to really tell that clown off, man.
Man, yeah, she would have to call security on my ass. I would have cussed that nigga right
Exactly.
to square the fuck out. Like,
look,
god
look,
damn.
here go
Jessica would have
Jessica.
had me up though because I be trolling. Nah,
Smago,
she would have
no.
had me up. I'd be trolling the shit out of her. Like, I'll be like
She be running
sending
her panel. I ain't gonna lie, she be running her panels though.
it.
I ain't gonna.
Yeah, she good. Like, I got mad respect for Jessica now. But like, I'll
She be
be.
putting that English. She be putting that English. What was the dude? She's like something. It's like Reese. Like she in the school shit. Like she about to put the paddle on these niggas.
Hey, do
She said I
y'all
put that light
believe that's
skin
her
magic on you
in that
niggas.
picture, bro?
Huh?
Do y'all believe that's her real picture?
Man, I have no reason not to think that's her. I mean, especially once she started switching the pictures up. I mean, I think you niggas would have found, man.
Hey, hold on.
Niggas
You
would
know
have
niggas
found.
can.
You
Hey,
do
hold on.
hold on. You do
Hey, you know
realize you
niggas
can
can
Google
collect
pictures,
pictures, right?
huh?
You know niggas can collect pictures, right?
And people would have found that. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Do you know
Yeah.
a lot of the sound bites that O'Shea uses, that shit is on a playlist. Like, I literally Googled one part of it and I found the whole playlist. I'm like, how is all these things on one playlist? I'm like, all of them. Motherfuckers would have found that picture.
Mm-hmm.
If that picture, they would have, come on. You know how many women and men want to get her ass? You know, they would have found those pictures, man.
Especially
That's
if she got
kind
like a
of,
Facebook or something. That's the worst.
and I
Like if you,
and I kind of believe her anyway. But if people want to understand it, like the logic behind it too, like when I actually, because I ain't really thought about it, but looking at it right now, yeah, people would have found that shit. I mean, all the doxing that goes on in this fucking space, like motherfuckers, like Red Supreme said, motherfuckers are like the FBI in this bitch. I won't say CIA, but they like the FBI. And shout out to Kwame Brown for going on Red Supreme shit. So man, it's an interesting time in the sphere. I mean, remember, Mike Rashid got 1.34 million. That's double Derrick Jackson numbers. I mean, look, man, with all being said, this is a nigga that found a couple of pieces of content, went on some shit, had an opinion. He kind of started from a woman's perspective. I mean, honestly, he has a right to have an opinion. I don't really care. I mean, obviously, I got 4,000 subscribers. Jessica got however amount she got, which is a lot more than what get shows. Which actually, I think is smart. She don't show her count. This motherfuckers be hating on her more. And so at the end of the day, we gonna do some clout chasing. But at the end of the day, what he doesn't understand, motherfuckers been talking about this for years. And me and Melissa Sport, well, where does that get you? Where does that get you? I'm like, bitch, where's this feminism gotten you
Hey,
kicked?
I mean,
hey,
honestly,
since we talking about subscribers, what y'all think about when Kevin Samuels reached that 1 million? Y'all think they gonna try to cut his channel or not?
No, I mean, no, they're not gonna cut. Well, with the YouTube won't mess with his channel because he's getting too much female viewership. Is a very valuable viewership, and
Are you
he's
talking about
getting
Kevin?
that amongst multiple demo. Yeah, so YouTube's getting too much money off Kevin. They don't give a fuck.
I'm
And then
not
when you look at
even.
his likes, when you look at Kevin's likes and dislikes, his likes and dislikes is overwhelmingly positive, like overwhelmingly. So YouTube has no
You know,
reason to fuck with him.
not only that, man, but all the
I'm
money he
not
made
even
from the
subscribed to
Snapchat
Kevin.
cancel too.
I'm not even
Oh, I
subscribed. I'm not even subscribed to Kevin Wright, and they force his live streams into my recommendations every time he goes live. So YouTube is forcing him to be around. So I
what it
think
is,
he's in there.
Smirgo, is you're subscribed to me and I'm subscribed to him. What it
Yeah,
is if
that's
you're
how it works.
subscribed, when I look at the analytics, like when I look at the people, shout out to Mr. Hold on, I won't fuck up his name. Gave me the $10.
But
Mr.
think about like Google
Nero.
search and stuff. When you search on Google stuff, and then sometimes they always have recommendations of stuff you probably pass, search for before when you search for something else. Everything gets recorded, so they just be
Yeah, so the
discrimination.
people with no, oh yeah, absolutely. But the thing with
Hey,
me is it's
I got another
Kevin
one after this. I
O'Shea,
got one more question. I'm gonna leave y'all alone.
Kwame Mediocre, Bernard, BGS, Fresh and Fit, Dennis, Tommy, Minister Jap, and Obsidian are places that my people tend to go on top,
Oh
that
wow,
listen to me. So,
it shows all that.
oh hell yeah, it shows me demographic, it shows me age, it shows me race, it shows me if you motherfuckers from the UK,
Cause I'm
gender, it
subscribed to
shows me where the
you,
fuck y'all go.
BGS,
If you not
and
But here's what's important. If
yeah.
you're not subscribed, it shows what y'all tend to watch. And it even shows videos y'all tend to watch in accordance to other videos. It shows us that too. So just because you're not subscribed, like for instance, the overwhelming majority of views I get are from my subscribers, which makes sense because my titles are always retarded. So unless people, but what it is probably a lot of people that subscribe and not subscribe, but they can't stay away from the fuckery. So they come back. Um, Let me see. Where is Kevin at right now?
Hey,
Kev,
did you
I
see
was
Kevin is at
wondering.
the episode?
565.
I think it was probably this weekend and everything. When
965.
Cause like I be watching workout videos and shit. I really like I don't know.
Hey,
Derek Jackson
do
is
y'all
seven
think Kevin
thousand.
Cooking
Samuels?
videos.
Do y'all think black women can take that nigga down? I'm just asking. I just wanted to know.
He said, "Can
If they
black
was
Take
women
who
do
down?
what?"
like like I'm talking about Kevin. Can y'all think? Do y'all think that black women can get his channel taken down?
No, they
No,
like Kevin.
Yeah,
no.
I couldn't hear what
The
you
the
saying.
biggest
Yeah, his
ever
biggest supporters are black
government
women.
Yeah.
ever answered government name is Ed. Actually, no, it's not. Edward is my actually my middle name, and it's one of my middle names. I actually have four names, you know. So yeah. Um, but yeah, Derek Jackson's at 7,006. Kevin is at 965. So he's T minus 35. What else was I was gonna say? Oh, if anything, the bigger threat is he would get bought off. So the bigger threat is he would do
That's what I
shows
think.
or something like
That's
that.
what I think is
That's
gonna
the
happen. He
bigger
might
threat.
Oh, when
sell
you going
out.
commercial, yeah.
Yeah, he gonna go commercial.
Well,
That's probably what's gonna happen.
well, I'm just saying that's a bigger threat. Like if y'all want to worry about something, that's gonna be what y'all will worry about,
Yeah.
not him getting took out. But
He's
at the
going
same time,
mainstream.
you got to think, when you look, because Kevin hasn't maximized his platform. Kevin's just letting shit organically grow, like a stock investment, to be honest with you. And when you look at like, dude, think about it. You look at dudes like Mike Rashid, because here's the thing that kills me. It's like, okay, Mike, Kevin says that if you don't work 60 hours a week, then shut the fuck up talking about, oh, you two talking about women. That's his short answer. And he says that to dudes too. They make motherfuckers really act like Kevin don't be talking. That's why motherfuckers don't like his ass in his face now like that. Because Kevin's
Exactly.
known for talking, telling that shit. I remember when he used to. And the thing is, so that's the shit Mike don't see, you know. And this is that's number one. Number two, my Kevin holds men accountable. But what Kevin does is for dudes that have earned that place, he's gonna be very unapologetic because he knows how rare that is. He knows how rare it is for a dude to make something of himself at that level. So y'all are not gonna just get that because it's way too many females and not enough of y'all. That's just you see what I'm saying? But dudes hear what a lot of dudes like Mike is they hear this shit through the prism of a bitch. It's the same thing with Stormy Wellington. Stormy, all these women are crying and upset because they're fucking losers. They're fucking losers. And then they start crying to the people that they live vicariously through. And then they want those people to get him told, as Kevin says. So what happens is they'll either start talking about him or they'll confront him, but they don't really know what the fuck they're confronting because they haven't really looked at what he had to say. They're looking at highlights. Now, unfortunately, the highlights are a double-edged sword because the highlights are what grows the shit. So Kevin's not mad at the highlights. I mean, shit, you got motherfuckers with whole channels. There's nothing. There's a nigga that literally has Love Dorsey is the new Kevin Samuels literally in every video, and literally has Kevin
Which is the
Samuels. You know how?
stupidest shit to me.
But
That's
but the thing is,
I
he
know
does it for
why he
views.
does it, but it's inaccurate.
No, yeah, it's not. Yeah, you're right.
Yo, I wonder,
It,
what would Mike would think about that Fresh Fit episode that they had just did with Rolo when they broke down the whole feminism aspect and everything. I want to really know
let's
what
see
he
what the
think
fuck
about
these niggas are
that.
talking
Like,
about.
yo, watch that episode. You feel like it's all men for blah blah blah. Watch that feminist episode they did, and they really
I mean, they only
dismantled that
gonna
shit.
go so hard. The thing about Fresh and Fit is only gonna go so hard. Number one, because technically Fresh and Fit is also they deal with a lot of dating game stuff, so they're still gonna deal with like them motherfuckers are tall. So that's kind of the trap with them. You're not gonna be around dudes where you can just say, oh, well, you're this or you're that. You're not gonna get to do that. So that puts women in a spot where they gotta, they kind of gotta fight for something,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're only gonna go so far with it. So you can't really put the complaint tag on it. And that's why he always talk about the comment section. I'm like, dude, once I got nigga, I don't give a fuck about what these people say in the comments now. So
Yeah, he was so
if I get
focused on
over
that so much. Like,
if I get over 100,000, nigga, you got 1.340 million fucking, and you are worried about some comment section.
that tells you how
Uh,
more weak minded he is. Like, yo, you worry about what people's other opinions of you is. Like, that's part of the game. Like, yo, you gotta beat your chicken and be you know what I'm saying? Real, you got to have real thick skin in this business, in you too. If you don't
yeah, and
have, you constantly worry
because
about
you
what
don't
people think
want,
of you. Yeah, you
because
Oh
like,
you don't.
yeah, yeah. He's like one of them. Well, I ain't no internet ass nigga, so he takes everything seriously. Like
or more like a dude that wants to be liked so much, so badly. He
That
could want,
too. So he
you know what
takes
I'm
it
saying?
personally.
That's part
Like
narcissist right there.
it's weird. Like dudes come on the internet and put their like entire personality onto the internet. That's why I don't really post pictures on my Instagram and shit. Cause like, if anything, you more of an internet ass nigga than me. Cause you got your whole life on this bitch. I just damn, post memes and shit. So like,
Yeah, like
I hate
it ain't
dudes like
benefiting
that.
me monetarily
And
or
That's
then you got to
networking.
remember, he 30 and he's 39 years old. And I'm like, dude, what you don't want to be doing, because niggas, you think this shit is bad, niggas will do highlight reels of the goofy shit you say. Like you niggas are real creative now. Like, go look at Stream Team memes, Manosphere highlights daily. They like, oh, you over here with Jessica at? Nigga, they'll make it like you trying to simp for her. Nigga, they'll be like these motherfuckers are creative.
you
And
gonna get
these
clipped.
channels.
Yep.
You gotta get clipped there from that Jessica Street just now where you kept kind of cutting her off and she had be like, Edward, we need to put go along. Like,
I was
I,
actually being like, I'm usually quick with the trigger, cause yeah, that shit was funny.
And he
you
said a
gonna
whole
get.
lot of goofy shit today, yo. They gonna roast
I
his
bet you
ass.
gonna go get clipped there for that
Yeah,
one.
I'm
Hurricane
like,
Edward
yo,
strikes again.
you gonna have like them niggas like Better Bachelor and shit. Them white boys, because them white boys love an excuse to throw a BBC nigga under the bus. They gonna be like, oh yeah, like, because they got an itch today. Like, even Sandman and them, they be having itches they need to scratch. Like, all them motherfuckers start getting it, and then they dare you to say something. Like, so, how Sandman be doing them heavy hitting, like 1 minute, like 10-minute videos. Be like, this is what a mixed out brute looks like. A blue pill brute. Man, like nigga, because it's like I can get some views off this shit too. I was like, nigga, you fucked up. You shouldn't have came over around these parts, man.
Yeah,
You know.
honestly, I think he should just quit while he's ahead. He honestly, just speaking objectively, Mike shouldn't even tarnish his brand even being over here because it's gonna. I mean, like he can get more traffic on one hand, but on the other hand, if he say the wrong thing, if he like interact with the wrong person, he can get back into a corner and like he can really fuck himself up. Like he built too much for himself to be fucking around with this shit
Yeah,
on.
and all that. What, you ain't gonna
Especially
say
being a
shit to
public
my
persona,
face?
he can't be over here being a public persona. Like all his shit is out there. Like he's already doxed himself. He can't talk about this shit. He literally
Mm-hmm.
can't. So it's over for him. So if he says the wrong shit while he's over here, it might fuck him up pretty bad. He gonna be getting them Derrick Jackson numbers. So I don't know.
Shit, Mike Rashid gonna be added to that list. So you got Boyce Watkins, Love. No. Here's the first. You got. I would probably say Love Dorsey. You get more traction from her shit because she ain't really on YouTube like that. But I'd say Kevin Samuels, Love Dorsey, Tommy Sotomayor. No. Kevin Samuels, Kwame Brown. I'd say Kwame Brown, Kevin Samuels, Love Dorsey, um, Tommy Sotomayor. So that's four. Boyce Watkins, and then Mike Rashid. If you want to put Clout Chaser in your title, those are the six names you want to go at, and you probably get some traction right now, man. Boy, like so six good names. Be like, yeah, man. Y'all have no
I think you're
idea.
riding
I
that
mean,
fresh and fit wave.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Fresh and Fit is another one too.
Yeah, you do that. You can just straight up just damn do what Jessica does and do reactions to everything that happened. Make I don't know. It's whatever.
I'm gonna be doing more. I'm gonna be doing more uploads. Like, really, I don't be giving a fuck about this shit because I don't want to be. I don't want to really be the red pill guy. Like, I really don't. A lot of this shit is common sense, so I don't really want to. That's why I kind of go
Yeah,
back and
that's
forth between
why.
these
Yeah, I
things.
want to do like a travel channel more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to be like I don't even want my shit to be like. I'm not saying like you guys ain't cool and shit. Like it's nice shit over here, but like this shit does fuck up your ability to move. That's why I'm trying to like really.
Do be low key playing Fresh and Fit and like he don't know his name, know they shit. I'm like, nigga, stop doing that, man.
Cause I
Like,
do have like a whole nother channel, and I might make people aware of it. I have another channel where I want to start uploading on stuff. I got an idea for it. Not this one. This is memes. This whole channel, this whole thing, this Smurgle thing is memes. So, so but yeah,
but yeah, I would love for Black. I would love, who I would love to interview Mike. Crystal and Carrot. I
Crystalline?
would, I would, I would love to see that. And then we do that and be like, you know what? Guess who don't date black women, motherfucker? Manosphere highlight day. Yeah, that
She
because
probably do it.
Kara's is sneaky like that too. She'll get like, cause she'll get the right black dudes. See, what's wrong with these? What's wrong with these black men? But and I know mediocre's gonna get some traction off of this. He at 188. He trying to knock at the door at that 2,000.
People saying they want Obsidian to talk to Mike since he's over here. But I mean,
Man, he get mad. Obsidian. I mean,
ain't no way.
Obsidian's probably the best interviewer in the space. I mean, that I will give him hands down. Um,
If anything, he's
Cortez said
gonna be
love
funny.
Dorsey. Cortez said love Dorsey is a joke. My coworker actually sent me her video thinking she was saying something special. I mean, say what you want to about love Dorsey. Motherfuckers really gravitate to what she says, and she speaks to a lot of folks that it's hard to reach. And you can say that's a joke. You can say what the fuck you want to say, but there's value there. Y'all seen the most super chatted channels on YouTube. Fresher Fit was number one. Kevin Samuels was number nine. Kwame was four, I think. The rest were YouTube boy. Man, please. I doubt Fresher Fit was number one, but I'm not over there. I mean, y'all niggas be giving him money like that. I'm curious. Yeah, Love Dorsey's at 211. So yeah, motherfuckers, like, honestly, they see all this a ratchet bitch and then they have their reaction, but whatever, man.
She 211 on what, Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She on TikTok too. She don't be really pushing it like that.
She
Flying
mostly on
fit.
she mostly on Facebook, so but
Man, you need to put some respect on Fresher Fit's name. Stop trying to say flying fit, man. That goofy shit, man. When you do that dumb shit, shout out to Hashim, Jawar, good work. Absolutely, yeah. Niggas be sitting there trying like them little
no
them
no.
little shots.
I
And
can't
then this is hold on. This is how you deal with him, and he'll get mad. Like, yeah, man. Mike Roy cheat. Oh, no, man. Like, then he's like, what you say, nigga? What did I say? Did I say you got busted for doing steroids, nigga? Yeah, I said that. Then he'll get mad. Then he'll want to fight, nigga. You want to box?
it's crazy. Like the
Shit, I
dude, they
shit, I'll get knocked out. I'll get knocked out by your ass for about 200,000. Let's go, put it up.
it's this guy because Myron and like Fresh and all the dudes, they come from the pickup community. Like I guess y'all may or may not be aware of that. I don't know. Like POA shit pickup.
Yeah,
That's where they started.
I mean that's why Solo gravitates towards them so much
Yeah.
because,
They
but really because I mean the pickup community is not what it once was. It just
oh no,
isn't.
that
It
shit
compared
dead.
to pre 2010.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you got
done.
dudes like Jason Capital and stuff, but it's kind of like you have to like input it with something else now. Like even dudes like Jason Capital and stuff like that, because they burnt it out. They just burnt it so much the fuck out. Um, and women got wise to a lot of that shit. They really did, and that's because that indirect shit didn't solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because at that time, Mike would have been what, like 27, 26 at that time. So,
Yeah.
um, Grown
Like
Man Business says, Love Dorsey is a seasoned ratchet who still loves Pookie. I mean, she can love a Pookie.
I
The
mean,
problem, my thing is,
well,
I don't give a fuck who these chicks fuck with as long as they not sitting there throwing all black men under the bus. That's really what the issue is. And when I say throw them under the bus, I mean they're lying on us. It'd be different if the shit they were saying was true. A lot of the shit they say ain't true. And another thing is, Love Dorsey be holding these chicks accountable. She's probably one of the best chicks at really telling these chicks off on some real shit. Um, and again, it ain't like we promote boosting her. She did that on her own. So anyway, I'm watching this Brooklyn game
Love Dorsey.
again.
Love Dorsey ain't ratchet. She ain't ratchet.
Well, appreciate it, Bruce Almighty. MTR is the safest place for Mike. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Honestly, MTR is probably safer than safer than Jessica X. I mean, real talk. There's certain questions Jessica X can sneak in there, and she did. Um, and
You
there's
see,
value there.
that's what I was saying. Like he's coming a little too deep because I man, I think Jessica kind of like
Grown
tricked his
man.
ass. He didn't think Jessica was that deep into it like she is because she's a woman. So he probably thought he was safe with her. But like she didn't really didn't press him too damn hard though. Honestly, I'm surprised she was actually easy on him.
Yeah. And I know grown men talk about these chameleons to be the deaf you do. Understand something about me, grown man. I deal with women at what they show me. So the reality is, once they start talking that bullshit, I have no problem segueing just as fast. So y'all be really on some trying to hold me to
And
this fucking
grown man
standard.
business. Do you even know what a chameleon is?
I mean, he does. I'm not here to play him. I mean,
Chameleons don't even apply to black women because they show you who they are.
Charles Irby, I didn't say that. That was Smurgo's opinion. Edward Anderson, see grown man business like me, who also understands women
Because
and perhaps see nothing in the way.
he's referring to Love Dorsey. Love Dorsey isn't a chameleon. She is who she is.
I mean,
A
I'm not here. At the end of
chameleon.
the day, y'all have y'all rights to have y'all opinion. At the end of the day, it's my channel. I talk about what I want, but I'm not gonna dismiss y'all's opinion. I mean, at the end of the day, dude, like what I would say is like niggas are gonna fuck with bitches at some capacity. So this kind of, I'm not saying you're saying all women are bad, but the some of the most fucked up females are the females that are not ratchet.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
those,
exactly.
like those are the real chameleons.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. That's exactly what I just said. Black men can't even identify a chameleon because black women typically don't hide their dysfunctional behavior. Black men just accept it. A chameleon is a woman that's fucked up, but you'll hide it until she. That's why black men like to say white women play a long game. No, she was always fucked up. You just can't identify a chameleon. Like people like guys over here use those terms from the white manosphere when it really don't apply. Like that's notice that's not really a term that the black manosphere uses because it's not even a
And,
concept to us
yeah,
because we don't have a
and the thing,
concept.
yeah, and a
Black
really
men don't
great
have a
barometer.
concept. Yeah.
Hold on one second. And Mike is a really great barometer. Like when you look at Mike and how his philosophy is versus what you hear me talking about, I mean that nigga really be. I mean niggas over here ain't talking about what men can hit women can hit men and not do shit. That's the shit he's saying over there. I'm not saying she is or she isn't. I'm talking about what she says and who she hold accountable to. And she's done like whatever, man. Y'all like sometimes folks get
Love
invested.
Dorsey ain't a ratchet because do y'all
Virgo,
even
hold
know
on.
what a
I don't even
ratchet
want to get in.
is? God
I
damn.
don't even want to get into that because
Fuck.
what this plays in is folks
It's
identify
too
with
late
certain
to be
folks.
blowing up like this tonight, man. I'm done chilled out and everything. They just gonna keep doing that Love Dorsey slander. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for the Love Dorsey slander, Edward.
I don't know how these broads are hustling me grown man business. I don't whatever. Like I'm not one of these niggas. Like I don't even go. Like okay, well, I know how I am, so I don't get hustled by bitches. That's me personally. Do black men get hustled by bitches? Sure, but understand something. That pointing out that niggas get hustled by bitches is not gonna change if they get hustled by bitches. The dudes do what they want at the end of the day.
Yo, oh yeah, I've been meaning to tell you this for a while though, man. Um, I gotta really thank you for like referring me to Love Dorsey because for real, she changed my life a lot. And like, yeah, and you were the
And
one
who is
that.
it? This is Smargo, right?
Yeah, that is me. And you're the one that
Okay.
referred me to her. If I didn't find her, I probably would still be red pill raging right now. So like, I really I owe a lot of my growth really to you. The Love Dorsey too, but you referring me to
This
her
nigga
changed my
said he
life a lot and
taking
got
you.
let me really identify that trauma and shit. And that's what a lot of this shit is in this red pill space is just trauma. It is a place to vent your trauma. Honestly, at the end of the day, that's why dudes like Mike come over here
Well,
and be like,
what?
"Oh, dudes just hate black women,
What a
women."
lot. Yeah, and what a lot of people don't understand too is,
Men don't have an outlet for their trauma. Not for real. Not like we used to. Like we used to have sports, or we used to go to like the bar and talk to our bros and stuff. But like that doesn't really happen too much anymore. Men don't really hang out and talk to each other like that anymore. Like the red pill, like
Well,
the manosphere in these spaces is really the only space we can do that.
well, that and another thing too is what a lot of these guys don't understand is a lot of that shit is a shield because the first thing these niggas want to say, and Jessica actually called him out on that. He said, "Well, how can I be in this space if dudes just hate women?" And he really didn't have it. Oh, he could say, "Well, I don't know what you be saying. You could be telling them what they want to hear." Now he didn't use the term "pick me," but that's pretty much what he said. Now I'm like, so you don't, because it was funny how everybody went out of their way to say Mike don't pander. And it's like, okay, but that nigga can clearly recognize that there's a possibility that Jessica panders to us. But the difference is you always got dudes like Grown Man Business, Silent, and others that's always gonna keep folks honest. Like you have that debate in this space. You don't really have that debate amongst the females like that. So I welcome it, but at the end of the day, man, I know why I do what I do, and it's my channel. I mean, some people got bigger channels. I know GBM has bigger channels, but I do what I do, and that's why when people be telling me, "Oh man, you hate women," but I'm like, okay, just because I
Yeah, I
talk about the
mean, look,
pornography, I
no,
like
for real, like for real. Look, don't look. Some of these
Black
dudes
therapy,
might.
like she said, me do.
I mean, she did. Fuck it. I'm not afraid to admit it. A lot of you dudes need to listen to it because y'all still red pill raging and quote unquote looking like you hate women and shit.
I
What
just
the
want y'all to
problem
understand the
is,
thought. Those are Smargo's thoughts. So, like
problem
grown man
is,
business, like Love Dorsey saved
yes,
your life.
nigga,
Grown man business about to make a
yes,
video. Like,
yes. It wasn't no manosphere ass nigga that did it. It was Love Dorsey. Yes, I give all the
no,
credit. Well, I give it to
notice how I
Edward.
asked.
I give it to Edward partially as well too. So yeah, but yeah, Love
Notice
Dorsey.
how I asked. Notice how I asked. Is this Smargo talk? It's like on some slick shit. So like y'all niggas that gonna try to, yeah, I'll make sure y'all can identify who this is. So in case
Yeah,
y'all try to
I'll
clip
take the
this
brunt
shit
of
on
it.
my ass.
I'm always on the hot seat. Fuck it. Yeah, Love Dorsey
See,
saved
that's
my
that
life.
slick shit that people don't talk about. So in case somebody clips this shit, they don't be, see man, this what we on Todd City be like, see, this the new manosphere. Oh my god, that shit really true. Um,
Oh, but yeah, but don't be afraid of that. Oh, y'all hate women shit. Look, a lot of these dudes might actually do hate women, but you can't say it's not justified. You don't know what happened in that man's life. If something happens to you, you have. If something happened to
shit, it's all.
you,
What about these bitches hating men?
yeah, exactly. Like there's women over in the women's spaces that hate men, but they go somewhere to vent. If you don't, and
I
there's
mean,
dudes over in the women's spaces, you don't see them saying, "Oh, y'all is over here, y'all just hate." It's dudes in those women's spaces too that just go along with the get along over there. But they be
because
saying
it's
blatantly, they
so
be saying
bad.
shit like
It's so
abort
bad.
black male babies and shit like. You don't think that's a woman that hates men? Like, come on now, y'all got to be more even handed with that shit. Like, it's hatred on both sides. I'm not, and I ain't trying to play. Oh, we're wrong on both sides. No, it's people that haven't addressed their traumas on both sides. Now, it's legitimate and illegitimate grievances on both sides too. Like, I don't know. I ain't trying to like say it's equal
Grown
or
man
anything,
business
but
saying to watch
goddamn.
the bag save your life. I mean, the sad thing is, grown man business. At least 60% of black women operate
Oh
to a
wow.
certain extent like Love Dorsey. So I mean, you know,
Watch
most
their
of these
videos,
chicks are
grown
more
man
like her
videos,
than not.
man. Whatever. You don't even know. I ain't know. I ain't gonna
Female
respond to
think that we
GMB.
just a
I
nigga
mean,
for
I get, I
positivity.
get, I
No,
get
we
what GMB
pushing.
is because I watch his videos too. But like the thing is, GMB, no, 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 GMB, no. I respect your
Yeah, he
platform. I
did. He
respect the shit
did.
you
He
say.
did it. He didn't. Mike did insinuate she was bullshitting, and keep in mind he don't know who the fuck he was talking to. So a lot of that was on instinct. Well, man, that be honestly, man, that shit is Exhibit A for Mike. You could clip that shit up.
Uh, but yeah, GMB. It's like she can speak to shit. Love Dorsey can speak to shit differently than a lot of dudes in this space do, and she's more even handed than you would think. I don't really care about how she portrays herself at all. And for real, she really does embody like a lot of the women I've dealt with. And she's even said that whatever, fuck it, I don't care about her backstory. The shit she says, she She even said this when I was on live with her once, and I told her, you're probably like a lot of the women that I deal with, or used to deal with, and she said that, like oh yeah, and we were like really just chopping it up and shit, cause she said like a lot of dudes that get on my live aren't as cool as you are. Like not saying like she was blowing my head up or nothing, but like basically couldn't handle talking to her because they'd be so fucked up. But she come from a space we can tell. I just need to talk and vent some shit out. So like I don't know. Like you can say what you want to say about her, but yeah, she like the thing about over here is you gotta speak to one thing. And it's like, yeah, the women are fucked up, but you don't really be reflective on how you fuck up as a man too. But then you don't also
Don't
address.
say, please, grown man business. Don't be saying you dudes, cause see, you come over here talk about, your first interaction with me was that, I'm overly harsh on women. So it's like, nigga, that's what kills me about a lot of dudes. I got dudes that's coming to me talking about, well, nigga, you keep promoting women. Then I have dudes that also say I'm overly harsh. It's like that's how I know I'm striking the right. And then I'm not balanced for balance sake. I've already told people,
So that's
I
that.
call it
That's
how I
that.
see it.
See, that's that macho manism shit. You just a gullible ass nigga. You
Yeah,
deserve
I mean,
whatever happened to you.
you also got to understand, grown man business has been married for a while, and I don't say that to dismiss what he's saying, but I mean, I can understand where he's coming
I get what he's
from
saying.
that
If you
situation.
gullible and you get got, that happens. But that's not that doesn't excuse the behavior of the woman. Like that's still a fucked up bitch at the end of the day. And you
Yeah,
need to
and
address
I'm not
You need
gullible.
to properly address what happened to you in dealing with that woman. And that's what that Love Dorsey speaks to. She isn't gonna just sit there and say that you was right, her she was wrong. She gonna look at things from both sides and say, "Don't repeat this shit. You fucked up there. Maybe it really." Like she'll say, you see, women to say, "Well, maybe it's just the women
Well, I mean,
you deal
honestly,
with. That's why
I
you
get that
mad."
you feel like you got to defend her, but I really don't give a fuck to that extent. Honestly,
I know,
it's
but
really too
god
late for that
damn,
shit.
like this shit really irritates me how unnuanced and unthinking a lot of these dudes over here can be sometimes. This is why I don't really subscribe to the red pill manosphere shit isms and shit. Like I mean, like
I
it's
mean,
certain
because
like come on,
I
man.
mean, it is what it is. I really, because people are allowed to have their opinions. It's
Yeah,
fine.
they're yeah, of course. But it's like speak nuance, speak to the points. You're not really speaking to the points where you say, "Well, you just a gullible ass
Mike
nigga."
Shannon popped up. Talk about
You say, "Oh,
Mike
she just a
Shannon.
ratchet, and she a baby mama, and she a straggle gaggle." And like, okay, but does that really speak to what she says? To even understand the nuance of what she can like? Come on, man, it's dumb.
Yeah, but the market for male agreeability is not that large, and there's
And she
consequences
isn't,
to that.
and she isn't
I'm not even.
overly.
I'm not even. And by the way, for the most part,
Fuck,
Love
man.
Dorsey talks to women.
Yeah,
But I'm not even.
she
I'm
even
not even
says
on
that.
that. Like, cause see,
Love,
dude, this is where it starts. But see, Samaro, this is what you're not understanding. Like when you sit there and you feed into what they're saying, it forces you to keep going like a feedback loop. And then what happens is a video gets clipped, and then it's like, well, nigga, see, this is what's wrong with the man that's here now. Like, so honestly, I really don't care enough about it. She ain't even in this space. It ain't like, it is what it is. You know. It is what it is. I mean, y'all can have your opinions. That's fine. Let me see what y'all was saying.
I mean, whatever. You mean like I've been around here long enough. You know what my ultimate view of all this is. So like, at least you used to know or
Yeah,
whatever. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't give a fuck. But
Prince
honestly,
Anthony said he's got. I haven't listened to music like that, but no. But anyway, on this mic shit. I mean, at the end of the day, I actually need to go through that because they got it clipped. It's an hour and 6 minutes. That shit's gonna be entertaining. Shout out to Adam Williams. That shit gonna be entertaining as fuck. Cause that nigga. I mean, it's like nigga. Like, do you really realize what the fuck you saying, my dude? Like, yeah, clearly he doesn't. You're wrong about April Mason. Give it time. Well, all women go left. Shout out to Mr. Research. And technically, no, I wasn't wrong about April Mason. What I said about April Mason was that April Mason was a viable level of femininity that a lot of these chicks could reach. These black chicks could identify with. And that's actually still true to this day. There's a reason I
man,
said that.
Love Dorsey
So my
can't go
problem,
left because she was never
hey, hey,
right. Like, oh my
look,
god.
again, hold on, because I'm done with that. You know, uh, silent. Y'all allow women to come in these
But
spaces
this is
long
the
enough
same
to learn how
problem
to.
the women
Oh,
have with
yeah,
her.
yo,
This
yo.
is the
Okay, so
dumbest
I'm
shit.
actually time out. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm cool because I'm actually about to end this for a second. So end this in a minute. Bring y'all down. Appreciate it. Um, so this is just me talking. Here's my thing, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be real straight up. A lot of y'all are gonna be fucking mad, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because too many of y'all have y'all like opinions on what shit should be, and as things grow, things change, things evolve. And the thing is, like, it really kills me because somebody could say, "Well, grown man business, you married, so just off that, you simping." There's dudes that actually think that. There's dudes that actually think that. So when people, yes, just because you don't, you say, okay, she's an 85, as BGS would call it, but you got a lot of niggas that actually identify with that. I don't know why niggas try to say niggas kill me, and I ain't talking about growing in business. I'm talking about in general. Motherfuckers are fucking women like that. Motherfuckers are turning women like that into baby mamas all the fucking time. But they'll come on here and be front, turning their nose up like that's some shit they don't touch. Maybe that's true for you, but I'm talking about just in general. People kill me with that. That's the first thing. The second thing is, y'all like I'm gonna do what the fuck I'm gonna do, no matter what y'all think. I've always been consistent about that. I have. A big part of why I do what I do with my channel, it has layers to it. Number one, it's so motherfuckers can't be out here saying I hate women. I show an example of what is right in a variety of forms it comes in. I mean, I'm sorry if some of y'all niggas can't get away, get around the ratchet shit. I apologize about that, but unfortunately, there's a sizable portion of your women that operate just like that. I mean, I don't know why y'all act like y'all can't understand that. Y'all really act like women like her is women that at least look like that is a fucking minority. That's not a minority. So I don't even understand, you know, why folks even are fronting like, that's a minority that don't really. That's at least 33, if not 40% of your women. Well, my point is, you got dumbass niggas that say shit like that. So I mean, that shit goes, anyway. Like I said, I'm about to end this shit anyway. I so niggas talk about in the manosphere. Like at the end of the day, dudes are gonna have to be able to look at the situation and move on that situation as they see it, regardless of what opinion they have. The problem, that's why it always seems like dudes are constantly red pill raging because it's like alcohol. It's like they can't drink a sip of alcohol without fucking turning into an alcoholic. That's a problem. But anyway, y'all, it's been great. It's 2 hours. I mean, I've been on this bitch too long anyway. Um, yeah, fuck that nigga. They want to be on there, want to sit there. Yeah, man, I'm a front for the light skinned chick, say this is what niggas act like. I was like, dude, you wouldn't do that, like straight up in my face, like straight up. Anyway, no, I didn't check out the link because I'm on StreamYard. I'm on my phone. Smurgle said the love Dorsey's sister. Yeah, y'all out here really thinking you gonna fix the community and not address these motherfuckers at the bottom. Good luck with that. Trust y'all. I will say this about Love Dorsey. Y'all talking hella shit about Love Dorsey. Love Dorsey might keep a motherfucker from robbing your ass. So you know, or doing. Yeah, but y'all don't think about that anyway. It would be a problem if they're regurgitating it to men. Love Dorsey's primary talking points, talking she talks to women, and when I look at her streams, it's primarily women in her chat. So there's a difference between when you, so what you're saying, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But that shit ain't even happening like that. Like y'all are kind of blowing something up to make it bigger. And also, motherfuckers regurgitating talking points is not just about telling men what they want to hear. That's also basically pushing the envelope when it comes to these chicks that want to act like men hate women. So anybody that would say these things only say it because they hate women. So you're not really seeing a bigger picture. But that's cool. It is what it is. Anyway, it's great. With that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.